Hey, Glow Boys. Fast. I'm alive. I'm alive early. Kind of. Ow. My fucking face. What the heck? How goes it, my friend? Oh, it's pretty. Is that loud? Uh, could be. That's fine. We'll put it there. Interviewing my new favorite congressman. The hell is this? Oh no. Come on. Fucking any day now. Any day now, Ableton. Probably. GDP is not really a good metric to determine whether or not the country's doing well, though. But it is an interesting stat. All right, what's going on here? Why is there no sound? Oh, that's why. Oh shit. Oh, there's no sound because my Focusrite is stupid. All that investment in itself, bro, paid off, didn't it? Goddamn liberals. It's my Focusrite, bro. The thing is like antithetical to a fucking audio interface. It just like literally gives up every now and then. It's like stop, stop, stop.
I never imagined that what's happening right now could ever happen.
Okay, instantly, I couldn't have imagined a more annoying voice than whatever the hell I just heard. Come on, Nick. You can make it.
It didn't dawn on us that we would come under attack.
Do you like people?
Do you like
Have
librarians?
you a real love of books and learning?
Why do you hate librarians?
You may well consider the vocation of a librarian.
We just never imagined we would be in the forefront. We're not supposed to necessarily be seen and felt.
Well, you're transing the kids.
We're stewards of the space, stewards of the resources.
Exactly. You're stewards of the transification of my child.
We're the stewards for the people. Now, I think we've moved into a vanguard.
Wait, what?
We have to be out in front telling the story. It's about us.
It's music, though. So emotional.
Texas Republicans are launching an investigation into what types of books school districts have, specifically ones that pertain to race and sexuality.
In a letter to the Texas Education Agency, lawmakers pointed to Texas districts that recently removed books from classrooms after parent complaints.
Republican State Representative Matt Krause of Fort Worth sent this list of 850 books to a number of public school districts.
We were right there in the crosshairs of this rising call. So we felt like everything that we did was being watched.
Me, I was probably above average. I was poor, so I would take books out. But I mean, I don't really think banning books is a good idea here, right? Like, I feel like your public library should even have Mein Kampf. If a kid wants to take that out, a kid's probably, you know, it could be over their reading level. Probably not, because Hitler really wasn't a good writer. Above everyone's reading level. Yeah. Most kids are not going to the school library, right? And taking out books. And even then, it's like, again, if a book about gay people is in the library, it's not in the curriculum, right? So this is my main gripe with like the book banning weirdos. Okay. The whole idea here is that like if you have books about gay people in your library, then your kid's going to be gay or something. I don't know. Why not? The Communist Manifesto is not a book. It's a pamphlet. It's like 5 pages. What do you mean? Not a book, dude. It's agitprop. It's like, it's meant to be provocative, the Communist Manifesto. Yeah, it's not a book at all. It honestly doesn't even have any, arguments in it. It's just a agitprop material that Engels and Marx made to incite something. Correct. You're correct. I mean, it's not that they shouldn't be allowed to spread, because that's harder to do than said. Well, that's the thing. It's not in the curriculum yet. So if a kid's taking out Mein Kampf, okay, like the librarian lets a kid take out the one Mein Kampf copy they have, the kid is, in my opinion, if he's up to the opportunity of taking it upon himself with no one else telling him to go take out Mein Kampf, then that kid is old enough and I think should be allowed to read it. I mean, so does Mein Kampf. You can see the value from Mein Kampf about how ridiculous it is. A lot of books are like extremely horrible, but they point out good values and lessons from them. I mean, most dystopian books are like that. I mean, 1984 is not exactly a sick read. It's like disgusting and almost like unsettling, right? The entire time you read it, you're just like, what the fuck is going on? This is awful. Well, one, there's not that many Mein Kampf books. I doubt they're going to like stock the shelves with Mein Kampf. And two, most people don't really like, especially kids or even adults, they don't like parade the library books that they have that they're reading. I mean, that I know of. That's just what I know of. Those are the same thing. Those are the same thing. A lot of school libraries are public libraries. That would be stupid. Because, again, there are a lot of books in the world, and the school can only include them in so many curriculums. So, there's a lot of narratives in the school library. I mean, in my opinion, again, if a kid thinks or is like acting on their own will and is going to take out Mein Kampf, then I think they're old enough to read it. As far as I can tell, there's no evidence to say that that kid's going to become a Nazi. In fact, probably the opposite's going to happen. And even more so, they're not going to become gay. They take out a gay book. There's definitely no evidence for that. No. Not every book is just learning material. A lot of books are for enjoyment. A lot of books are for, stories, entertainment. In fact, most books in the world, man, are for entertainment, not for learning. You're talking to a dude who loves textbooks because I'm a weirdo. So I don't think many people would be happy if we just made that.
It's not just 850 books, which we've all fixated on. He says, and any other books.
The Polar Bear
I'm just
Express.
Immediately angry because it's so obvious that he is targeting LGBTQ titles and authors of color and books about race and books about sex education. He is asking districts to remove these and any other books that might embarrass or shame someone due to sex or race.
What struck me was, one, there was a list of 850 books. He wanted to know if school districts had them, how much money had been spent on them.
The list includes titles like a book on the history of the KKK and another about desegregation in schools. There are also books about gender identity, the LGBTQ plus community, and the history of Roe v. Wade.
I don't know about that.
I didn't even think, most
Yeah,
school districts would
these people are crazy, dude.
entertain this.
I remember looking at it thinking, they're singling us out again.
A couple days later, our governor doubled down and sent a letter to the Texas Association of School Boards asking them to do something about pornography in our libraries.
I'm calling for the immediate removal of this very pornographic material from our libraries and our schools, and want to establish
Reclusi. No.
standards so that parents have the assurance.
I don't have that in my Twitch chat thing, right? So I had to look up. I just saw these.
That their children will not be exposed to it.
I remember seeing Governor Abbott's letter, and my district was mentioned specifically. That was the first moment that I realized school librarians could be criminalized for selecting books and making them available on the shelf.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I know.
All the books, Ulysses. I wonder what they say in all those books.
Politicians are playing a very dangerous game
The water
when
turns
they try
people gay.
to make school libraries battlegrounds for their political war. Because the only people that is going to hurt
Everyone?
are kids.
Literally everyone.
This space, these resources, they're supposed to be this magical entry point to the world, to stories, to ideas.
There it is. See it? Something they're saying in there. Where, Lilo? There's an A. Yep, that's an A right there. Sure would like to know what they're saying in there, though. Every letter's different.
Whoever shot this did a good job because the color grading's on point.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are
The
at
heck?
Granbury High School.
You know, it's always exciting. The first day of school, kids
This,
kids
though.
are dressed up, parents are excited, especially
This in fucking
new
360p?
moms and dads taking that walk for the first time with those 5-year-olds in the kindergarten. It's a great feeling.
This shot, not so much. If you're gonna go for a Dutch angle, at least finish the Dutch angle. I'm just gonna
I've been
make
getting some
it
emails,
not blended.
concerns from parents, and they are going to trustees, and trustees come to me, and when they come to me, I need to have a conversation with you.
We were called into a meeting and told anything that is sexually explicit that could meet the penal code, you are responsible for in your library.
code?
We were going to pull books off the shelves, especially the 850 books that were put forth by was Representative House, and that'll keep you out of a bind, and that'll keep me out of a bind. It's the transgender, LGBTQ, and the sexuality in books. That's what the governor has said that he will prosecute people for, and that's what we're pulling out.
And I popped up, I said, just the cross list, and got the evil eye.
If you do not know this, you've been probably under a rock, but Granbury is in a very, very conservative community. If it is not what you believe, you better hide it, because it ain't changing.
We spent the rest of the afternoon in that meeting going through our catalogs and trying to figure out what we have and what we don't have.
I was sitting in the library
Smashing babies' heads too. I mean,
reading, and these men came in with this big cart, and they went up to the librarians and they started saying, "Where are the books? We need to get these things out of here."
We were just told, get rid of them. Get rid of them. Deal with it. Get rid of them. Getting them off the shelves, putting them on carts, putting them whatever, going through books and just chunking them. They had no room downtown. The offices were full of books. The high school was full of books. When you have to go through like 10,000 books, what are you gonna do? To me as a librarian, that was trauma.
I went to the campus of a librarian I particularly feared for, and she took me into a closet. Was very careful to let me know what I'm about to show you is behind 3 locks, so I feel like it's safe. The librarian unlocks each of those, and we get to the cabinets and open the cabinets. It's shelves and shelves of books. Harmless books. I just started putting them on the carts. I said, no.
okay. I mean, a book about being gay is pretty valuable to a gay person. Especially if their parents won't, like, you know, help them at all. Probably more valuable than the Bible is. At least to the gay person.
Book that was on that shelf felt like a student that we were
You see what I'm saying?
saying, we've got to put you behind 3 locks. We've got to hide you back here in the dark.
You most definitely can argue that based on their criteria, if it has sexuality in it, like you said, you can ban it. Full stop.
Welcome to order. Mr. Reed Harris, you wrote a book. And at the time you wrote this book, did you feel that marriage should be cast?
Well, they care very deeply about it. What do you think they're banning stuff for? It's like the primary criteria, bro.
Out of our civilization as antiquated and stupid religious phenomena. You put an implication on it and you feature this particular point out of the book, which of course is quite out of context, does not give a proper impression of the book as a whole. The American public doesn't get an honest impression of even that book.
Well, then let's continue to read your own writing.
If we would go back in history to McCarthyism, it felt like that happened to them. It wouldn't happen to us.
Books don't support things in that way unless you make them. Okay? We have movies where the movie is someone shooting people. And I guess on his face it's kind of like dangerous ideologically, but reading Mein Kampf is not going to make you fascist. I guarantee you. Most fascists today have not read Mein Kampf. If they did, they probably wouldn't be fascist anymore.
It wouldn't happen now.
Well, I'm gonna say,
And our hearts swell with pride.
it's not a fun or
Because
easy or
those
nice
who went
read.
before you worked to give to us today.
It
standing
almost
here.
is like, I feel like
This
it would
pride.
do the opposite because it would show how awful his ideas are.
Don't join the book burners. Don't think you're going to
But I feel like books that like people in history have written, you know, like Mein Kampf, are important so you can understand why they're bad. So, like, Marx never really wrote much on communism. He never got around to it. He wanted to, but he died before. I mean, I can't say he didn't write that much on communism. But most of communism was written by later writers with like Marx instincts, right? Like their own interpretations, because he never really left a full thing of communism. But I don't really think reading Marx is going to make you a communist. I mean, I've read a lot of Marx and it hasn't made me a communist. I've read a lot of Trotsky. I've read a lot of Lenin. I've read a lot of Rosa Luxemburg, Anton Panenko. I don't think any of that is dangerous in and of itself or should be banned from schools. I feel like that's a mistake.
Conceal faults by concealing evidence that they ever existed. Don't be afraid to go in your library and read every book.
See?
We do have a code of ethics around intellectual freedom, around privacy, around representation and access to information, and a diversity of perspectives and issues. Those are all part of our code.
I couldn't remove a book because it has ideas we don't like.
Can't we look at this from a practical point of view? Take my word for it, it's not unreasonable to ask you to take out just this one book.
Globalize. You didn't tell me you were in this? Where's your IMDb page?
You can control the library. You can control the community. Because if you can control the flow of information, if you can control the ideas, you've got it. You've got everything.
That's you, right? Just this one book, The Communist Dream.
Of course you.
Yeah. There is a book written about this, by the way. I think Reclusi knows what I'm talking about, but it is a famous book in the US and it is a part of the curriculum.
Coming after school librarians first.
It has something to do with temperature.
Of course you are.
Texas leaders and parents continue to argue over what kids should be allowed to read in the classroom. And now we're hearing from a local librarian who says she lost her job because of it.
That was my office. Where is it? These are 2 books that I was asked to be removed, and I would not remove them. Now, they asked us to put these behind the counter so that they weren't available unless you knew they were here. Now they've separated all of the pluses from the regular books, the LGBTQ books. They were all integrated before, but now they have separated them. But also, we went out of our way to get Christian books just for this group.
Most school libraries are public libraries. A lot of cities don't have the ability to do 2 libraries, man.
When they started making problems, so we got
And
2
even them.
series down here,
I don't really get the difference or the point.
just so that their children who were more Christian-based could have their books too. I have to show you our children's library. You know, that's where our porn lives.
I think we shouldn't restrict, a young teenager from taking books out. If they're trying to take a book out, then they're old enough to attempt to do it. In my eyes, I don't think we should restrict them. There are many adults, I think, who aren't even capable of doing that. But I still don't think we should restrict them either.
A Day in the Life of Marlon Bundo. Have you seen that one? It's a story about a bunny rabbit. He meets another male bunny. So that bunnies end up getting married.
It's awful.
They don't know that's here.
Why don't they?
Because they're just looking on their list.
They're only restricted by, I think the books have a weird rating system. Let's see. Books. I think there are age ratings in books. Okay. Yeah, we have rating systems. So if you're worried about that, then obviously I'm pretty sure there's like content-based ratings, I want to say. I don't think we like do anything about it though. I think they're just recommendations. I can't remember. Yeah, they're just recommendations. And I think that has to do with the fact that not all kids read at the same level.
So yes, there are books here that they may not like, but they're here. This is the actual rules of the Llano County Library. In no case should any book be excluded because of race or nationality or the political or religious views of the writer. I followed these rules and I got fired for it. That's me when I was in the U.S. Army. When we take our oath to protect the country, it doesn't stop there. You protect the Constitution of the United States from attacks, both external and internal. Did you know this book existed? Everybody's afraid to say what these people are acting like. But if you read history, you know what they are acting like.
Nazis.
It says, no to...
I mean, you probably ask him like, some questions, right? Mein Kampf, interesting read. How are you liking it? Kid's probably gonna be like, this dude's literally crazy. It sucks.
Decadence and moral corruption.
None of this really makes sense.
Yes to decency and morality in family and state. You do well to commit to the flames the evil spirit of the past. This is a strong, great, and symbolic deed.
You joke globalized, but if an 11-year-old is figuring that out that early, I mean, that's pretty impressive, right? Or maybe we have different definitions of impressive. I don't think reading about the final solution means that they're trying to enact it.
Jüdischen Intellektualismus ist nun zu Ende. Und der Durchbruch der deutschen Revolution hat auch dem deutschen Weg wieder die Gasse frei gemacht.
A lot of the books that he burned were not just the Jewish authors, they were the LGBTQ+. They were those authors that they burned.
Start throwing it in there. 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 Burn it. Burn it. Burn it.
What the?
Hallelujah.
Yeah, YouTube is far more dangerous than reading Mein Kampf.
Let me throw something.
Why do you imagine an 11-year-old literally falling victim to Mein Kampf, bro? Come on. That's just not happening, bro. I'm sorry. It's not a good piece of like material to convince anyone. Paradox of tolerance.
I do want to clarify a couple of points on behalf of the district. As you know, Texas education is the responsibility of the state, which essentially makes Governor Abbott our CEO.
No.
I want to start this out simple. The job of the superintendent and the school board is to not only protect the students in this district, but to make them feel like they have a place in this.
Yeah, but that's not because he was reading Mein Kampf, bro. That was because some of the earliest people who even like used the internet globalized were far right activists. Like the earliest uses of online communities, if I'm not mistaken, were essentially done. People like senator from 1980s who set up that fucking far right activist fucking online chat thing that opened up with "For God and Country" or whatever. What was it called again? It was like Jeremy Gwynn or something. So the internet is the reason that even 13-year-olds become neo-Nazis. Not, or like their environment they grew up in, their parents. Not Mein Kampf. It's definitely not coming from a book.
Community. But I gotta tell you, from what I'm seeing so far, you are failing at your job.
Yeah, fuck. How old is this woman? Holy shit, she's short. She hasn't even reached the thermostat. I don't know, Oblivious. Do you ask? Do you dare? There's no such thing as inherently evil. Right, Globalize? Like, I say that, and I can think of a situation where, like, let's say in the future, I have a son or a daughter, and they get murdered by someone, right? It would be really difficult. It'd be really difficult for me to not be like, that person's evil, but I don't, outside of a situation where it affects me to a point where I can't, it like overcomes my senses. It's just really, in my opinion, redundant and destructive to the whole conversation, and then hoping people don't do evil things by just calling them evil. It is lazy. It is like a failure at trying to understand it or reduce it from happening. I don't think so. I think the curriculum, Globalized, I think the curriculum needs to be vetted. Okay? The curriculum is vetted. But if we're talking about just the library, it's not a big deal. It's super individual. They're not gonna carry around a fucking Hitler flag and Nazi swastika after reading Mein Kampf, you know. And it's just,
We've all read Fahrenheit.
I want everyone to be able to take out the Bible. I want everyone to be able to take out, oh look, a book right there that makes a lot of sense to this conversation. I want gay kids to be able to take out this book is gay because I don't know, they're gay and maybe they want to read a book about what it's like to be gay or understand gayness. I don't fucking care.
Fahrenheit our freshman year, and we talk about the scariness of book banning.
Literally on the windows of our library has a big windowed wall. There are freshman students' drawings about Fahrenheit 451.
Look, these are all novels. All about people that never existed. The people that read them and makes them unhappy with their own lives, makes them want to live in other ways that can never really be. So, we must burn the books, Montag.
Look, Mein Kampf.
All. The books.
And seeing that and knowing what is going on within that library, it feels like it's blatant that.
No, it's not. That book sucks. It's literally so bad. It's like the disgruntled writings of a dude in prison, okay? It's not a good book, guys. It's not.
There's a facade here.
We have books in the library that are pretty heavy and have sexual assault, like A Clockwork Orange.
You should, because it gives you wonderful insight into how stupid he was, okay? He's not a very intelligent man. He's not like Mussolini, okay? Like, Mussolini is an intelligent, eloquent, well-spoken guy who has an extensive education in socialism, Marxism, and used to be a young socialist. Hitler is not. And his ideas suck ass. And I still think, I don't really think there's writings from Mussolini after his fascist switch, but see. I think there might be. The Doctrine of Fascism by Benito Mussolini. It's like a pamphlet thing, I guess. This? Like, Mussolini can write. And even then, it's not like we're going to have a bunch of Benito Mussolinis running around if you read this. It's like, it's not targeted though. It's like, it's generic. He at one point straight up says that the natural world or the natural order, as ordained by God, means that the strong can eliminate the weak. And that's pretty much, that's his whole thing. You know, the natural way of the world is that the strong deserve to dominate the weak and protect the weak. But protect there is like, obviously just a thrown in extra word to make it not sound so bad, to be like eliminate and dominate the entire time. But
Orange even.
In order to protect, he means dominate.
And that wasn't pulled, so.
Had I not picked this book up, I don't think I would be sitting here now.
See, this is why I don't care. Allow this book. I'm not gay. I don't understand it, but you know, gay people would probably take the book out of the library because they're gay. I don't fucking care.
If it's a cis straight
Sounds like an oversight. Yes.
white male or female, well, it's no issue. But as soon as you've got any kind of diversity,
Got a gay person, a brown person, cut it out.
stop the censorship in our district. Wake up to the reality that we are all different and we should all embrace each other with love, not blatant hate.
I fucking hate this guy, dude. He's so lame. He's such a loser, dude.
I'm simply going to say that no government, and public school is an extension of government, has ever banned books and banned information from its public and been remembered in history.
Okay, we can't go and ban the Karma Sutra. Come on now. What would he do? What would Globalize do?
Let's not misrepresent things. We're not taking Shakespeare or Hemingway off the shelves, and we're not going and grabbing every socially, culturally, or religiously diverse book and pulling them. That's absurd. And the people that are saying that are gaslighters, and it's designed to incite division.
Wow. You can't gaslight me. I will gaslight you first. I'm an expert in manipulation. Shame on you.
Can you? I might need somebody else to help me. I need to pass these out. Maybe somebody else to help Karen. You can give them to the board. Definitely she needs help. I brought you some excerpts of books. I pray you really are able to stop this kind of content from going in the school. These people put sexually explicit content into your libraries.
Get ready for truth and transparency from an ocean of liberal
691 subscribers. PBS. 691 subscribers. Do not show the name of this.
And let's talk about Superintendent Dr. Jeremy Glenn and the smut and porn in the library books.
And it's not just his position, it's the position of the school board, it's the position of this community at large. Bottom line, this is about removing pornographic, sexually explicit.
Yeah, okay. So obviously there are books that don't just like get let into libraries, Globalize. If I wrote a book right now and the title was vicious, destructive, and violent rape, and I try to get that into a library, I guarantee you it probably wouldn't be accepted. You know, it's not like we don't have some vetting. It is loose though, but I don't really know what you're trying to say now because there is nothing like that in the library. Okay, that's not happening.
And vulgar materials from school libraries.
I know. I'm trying to make it extreme. That way I can get the point across easily.
I want you to know this. Tonight I'm going to go home and I'm going to get a great night's sleep. Because unlike you, I've actually read what's in those books.
No, you haven't.
And I'm proud
You've literally looked at like a page.
that they've been removed from our shelves and we've made the right decision for kids.
Again, like none of these are in the curriculum, by the way. None of the books that they like get upset about. I've checked. And I'll check again and again for any fucking loser who wants to say otherwise. I will find, again, I've said this before, I will find your stupid fucking middle school. I will find the book of question. I will find your curriculum, and I will show you in 4K how fucking stupid you are. Fun. Okay, it's fun.
I taught for about 5 years. I've taught in a private school setting, and I've taught 6th grade.
Yep, they're just available to read. So if you're gay and your parents are like, you're not gay, fuck you, and then you're like, I don't know what to think, you go to the library, you take out a gay book that helps you like not commit suicide. That's a good thing, not a bad thing. Sorry.
Social studies.
The parents get mad though because they're like, what the fuck? They took out a gay book without our consent, and then you know, get all like surprise Pikachu face and like sue the school or something. But like, I don't give a fuck. Parents are oftentimes the abusers. Okay. In fact, most of the time they're the abusive people in a child's life. And second, they don't know everything. Fuck the parents sometimes.
Taught 3rd
Fuck
grade
them.
general education, so all the core classes. My concern was that there might have been stuff that they just didn't know was there, that they just weren't aware.
There probably will be a lot of stuff that they weren't aware of. Yes, that's the point of the library, is to get information that you don't know about. Yes. If a library was only filled with things that you were aware of, then it would be probably a pretty lacking library, I think.
Because they didn't know where to look. And at first I didn't know where to look.
Oh, we know.
I had gone to a Moms for Liberty event where we had a preview to a documentary.
You are teaching children adult child sex, you're teaching transgender issues. And
Notice they have to use a video to say what's in the books instead of just like showing the books.
And children are moldable and influenced by that.
In my humble opinion, it will be worse before it gets better.
My kids go to the schools here. My family's kids go to the schools here. My friends' kids go to the schools here. It was disheartening to think that that was actually happening in my hometown.
Hood County. Here we go. Let's do it. Is that in Texas? I think it is. Granbury ISD. This was already discussed in here. 6th grade courses. What do we got? Do we have a reading list? Negative, Ghost Rider. Course selection sheets. Catalog. 7th grade. What's in 7th grade? Reading list. Negative, Ghost Rider. Don't worry, I'll find it. What book are you talking about? It sounds fucking metal, dude. Sounds metal. Sounds metal. Blue Bonnet Learning. Okay. Look at all these reading lists. It's not the actual what I'm looking for. Do the schools just follow this? Is that what they do? They follow reading lists from other people? Is that what I'm seeing? Why? You tell me they couldn't just like... Okay. That's great. Current list. A game of Noctis, Blade of Hope, Dogtown, Dona Qua, Rise of the Night, His Magic Cube. I don't know any of this shit. Nimbus. What kind of reading list is this? It's fucking stupid. No wonder Texas is fucking stupid. All right, I give up. They win. What is this school called again? It's called like Granbury, right? This is the course catalog still. Why don't they show their reading list anymore? Most of these districts have a reading list. I find this very interesting. Strategic plan. Wow. Great plan. Shitty website. You banned to call me in chat for me. Unwashed ping. I'm 7 Depessin. Is that?
The books are worse than terrible. They are damaging.
Thank you, man. I don't know what I
They
do
are
there.
out to destroy, well, they're out to wreck the heterosexual relationship.
Ah, yes. The gay books are out to wreck the heterosexual relationships. Long pause.
That's not okay. That's
That's not okay.
distribution of sexual materials to children. And
This woman looks like she's ruining her own heterosexual relationship without any help of the gay books. That's all I'm going to say.
the book they have in their hand does that, it has to be kicked out.
She's just mad that the gay people don't even want her.
We first really encountered the Moms for Liberty organizations
that
during
was
COVID
mean.
as they really pushed to open schools and unmask children.
Ugh.
And that's when we started to hear about their parental rights.
I do not co-parent with the government, except when the government mandates what books my kid can read. I don't know what this sign is supposed to mean.
When that crisis was over, they turned to the books.
The things that Moms for Liberty is fighting against is pornography in school, teaching
Yeah, no, they're not.
young children scientific ideologies that have, or non-scientific ideologies.
This stuff is coming into your schools, and it's probably already there.
Okay.
Jobs getting here right now in God's place.
Yeah, because it's not about the books, Globalized. You know that, right?
The culture and the community of Trim right now. And if you do that in Granbury, then it spreads to Hood County. And once you do that in Hood County, it spreads to Parker, Johnson, and Tarrant County. Once you do that, the whole state is on fire.
No. The whole state will have snake bites. And be gay.
And it just spread.
No. In California you do, but okay. As much as these people like to scream about the government running the state's curriculum, the United States is actually extremely hands-off. The states individually can decide their own curriculum, and down to the county superintendents and the school boards. So, yeah, I know, but it's sexual, Globalized.
We could almost see a preview.
It's like you barely learn in some of these states when you're in like 12th grade in high school. You barely learn in health class, where in California, some other states, you take a health class that's like comprehensive in like 6th grade.
Of what was to come, and this playbook emerged.
We were afraid. We were told not to tweet. We were told not to put things on Facebook. They came after me, and they came after our library. They came after our
Trans propaganda? Ain't no trans people got money for that, dude.
library board.
We were called evil specialist instead of media specialist.
I know they're going to fire me. I know they're making a case to fire me.
Economics in 6th grade? That's a little early.
I know it's coming, but I'm not going to shut up. I'm just not going to do it.
You continue to speak out, you will be on the chopping block. You will lose your job. We have guns. When can we start killing liberals? When could they start hunting us?
Hold the line against the LGBT mafia.
Like, this dude still has cocaine in his nostrils, I think, from the 80s when he could not stop.
And their dang pedo fans.
We had to bring in law enforcement to meetings.
This white truck pulled up behind us, and the guy rolled down his window, and he yelled at me. He said, "We're coming after you next."
We're going to keep coming so hard. The only thing these woketards got to figure out is whether it's on their face, backboard, or thighs. Woo!
A Florida school district has pulled 176 books from its libraries to comply with the new state education.
I don't know. Dating. Kids are different. Every kid is different. So I'm not really sure I should be the arbiter of that. I think there's like a general answer, right? But I know adults who probably shouldn't date because they're too immature. It's just
Education reform law championed by Governor Ron DeSantis.
We are going to make sure that parents have a seat at the table and that we protect their rights.
Under Florida's HB 1467 law, school books have to be free of pornography or certain race-based teachings. Violating parts of the law could lead teachers to be charged with a felony.
Storm the Capitol and try and take over our country. Get a pardon. Barely even get misdemeanors, half for most of them. Some people got felonies for like literally assaulting police officers. Have a fucking book about how America has a real history of racism in it. Felony. Slap. No pardon. Okay.
Librarians are pulling books without anyone challenging them. The teachers in Manatee County were told by Friday at 3 p.m., you will either cover with paper, turn them to the walls, or take your books home. They thought they were erring on the side of caution.
Or globalized.
But the
Have
kids
to,
were so
have to see the class.
upset, they actually texted their parents and said, everyone's crying, everyone's upset. We need our books. We want our books. They wrote emails to the principal saying, please don't take away our books.
Part of what I see as my calling is taking care of children.
Elizabeth Ann Seton was the patron saint of teachers.
Ethics is the how of morality being the what, in my opinion. So it should be a little bit more than philosophy. It should be centered around moral philosophy, but yeah.
I do not believe that scripture is there for us to use as a weapon or to make our political points. Please do some research as to our founding fathers. Their biggest fear was that we become a theocracy. They did not want to be governed by a king, and they did not want to be governed by a God. They wanted freedom.
A lot of the founders did. Just making sure that's known. Fortunately for us, they weren't the majority. The majority were like Enlightenment principled. A lot of them are generally Christian, but they felt that in the Enlightenment era that humans needed to govern themselves materially because God wasn't present, right? The only way to secure rights or the God-given rights was through material means that the humans need to do themselves. So
Librarians have heard from hundreds of kids that books have saved their lives. That's why to me,
it is important, only because like you hear me say this a lot, but like I'm not transgender or gay. I don't fucking know anything. I seriously have zero clue what the experience would be like, or like it's been a long time since I had a friend I talk to regularly that is gay, you know, like I don't fucking know anything about the experience of being either of those things. But knowing how to knowing what it is, you know, or knowing how the experience does exist is still important, for sure.
me, I see this as the civil rights fight of our time.
Nice.
And they're not banning just any books. They're banning the best books.
We reject woke ideology. We fight the woke in the legislature. We fight the woke in the schools. We fight the woke in the corporations. We will never, ever surrender to the woke mob. Florida is where woke goes to die.
We've got down here a librarian of Auschwitz. Some people are challenging, or Flamer, which is actually a really good one. And then, of course, Handmaid's Tale. I had been at the school for 9 years. It had been a dream job for the first 7 of those 9 years.
The governor says this is child pornography.
In June, one of the Moms
Can
for
I take a
Liberty
drink of
in our
water?
area
Is
had
that okay?
posted a video about the second
Please, so I
book in
don't
the
die.
Court of Thorns and Roses series, and she tagged all of the schools that had the book in their library. So then the district decided to just quietly pull the books from the shelves and delete them. And I happened to notice a few days later when I went up to work. I was very concerned that this was kind of getting out of hand. So I went to the school board meeting. Hi, good evening. My name is Julie Miller. My address is on file, and I am a high school librarian. I know, we're kind of seen as the bad guy. So I just wanted to give you guys just a moment of hearing straight from one of us who are boots on the ground.
How many is that?
To let you
1,
know,
2,
like,
3, 4,
a
5,
little
6,
bit
7,
about
8.
us. I am a Baptist minister's wife and daughter of a minister as well. It was at that same meeting
Who are you, Globus?
where Bruce Friedman showed up.
This year, at least 102 books have been banned in Clay County, Florida. They were removed from school libraries thanks in large part to this single conservative activist.
I represent No Left Turn in Education. That's the Florida chapter. I also run the New York chapter. Also a member of Moms for Liberty.
I spent like 45 minutes after that meeting.
Also, your neighborhood never-ending chain smoker. Can't you tell I'm gonna die by lung cancer by the time I'm 55? 5 more years. I can't wait to fuck everyone else's life up.
Talking to him. And it was a, pleasant, weird, but pleasant conversation. And the next thing I know is Bruce essentially said in an article, I'm going to clean up the libraries in Clay County. Anyone who gets in my way, I'm going to run over them like a dead body.
Oh, cool.
And which is like, first of all, who runs over a dead body? Like, what does that even mean?
Asking the good
But
question.
very like triggering language.
What the fuck?
And then he started writing my name on challenge forms. Talk to Julie Miller. Julie Miller has this one. Surprise, surprise. Disgusting. It was like, what is going on?
Julie was very helpful in research of the books that have been banned, the books that have been removed. To attempt to take Black history and take a lot of our stories away from children is one of the most evil things I think a person can do.
When it comes to the number of banned books at schools, Florida leads the nation, and Clay County is #1 in the state.
Like it's a fucking race? This is a competition?
These are some of the books. Stamp. Anybody ever seen the movie Color Purple?
Yes.
And of course, 1619 Project. Do you care whether books that are written by African Americans or books like this book was banned?
As a kid, like going to a predominantly white school, I was always questioning who I was, like hair, skin color. I feel like this new kid, Hair Love, I feel like that would have made me feel a bit more comfortable in my own skin.
What's dangerous with this book banning is it's being led by people who say they love God.
And I call for the fire of God and the glory of God and the fear of the Lord to fall on Clay County, Florida, in the name of Jesus.
Next, we have Jeffrey Dove.
I do not wish the fire of God to fall on you all. That's not the God I serve. I'm a lot of things. I'm a pastor, I'm a father, and most of all, I'm a strong Black man. But when you start talking about removing African-American authors and African-American history, I got a problem with that. Because right now, we are an embarrassment in the state of Florida.
We got the list of these books are to be removed immediately, so says the Oversight Committee. I wrote an email back and just asked, like, could you please provide us with the reason why each of these books is being removed?
Some months had went by. I asked someone about Julie and how she was doing. That one thing that I dreaded the most had happened.
I lost my job. I was removed from my library for asking questions. They're going to say it's because I was refusing to follow directives. That's not the case at all. It's really just because I kept pushing back.
I sat there 3 hours. I wasn't giving up. I wasn't budging. I don't care how long it was. They were going to hear me that day.
All right, so before actually we move into school board member comments, I did have a question from the audience. And this is from...
Yeah, the reason I came back because I saw one of you all's media specialists in Clay County was removed. It's wrong. Don't do people like that when they have a different view. It's not fair.
As a boss.
Anybody has to be responsible for this cabal. We're leading the United States and books that are not on the shelf. It's y'all. Shame on you. Shame on you. Moms for Liberty are making a lot of ground. Very smart young ladies. I call it wicked genius. It's a genius that curtails to oppressing people.
It was like snuffing out a candle. It just happened so, like, quietly, and it's like you're dismissed.
And it's all politically motivated, right? But I met the young man outside. I said, "How you doing, brother?" He says, "I hate librarians. This can't be America." No, this can't be America.
Pretty good.
It feels like I'm living in a dystopian novel right now.
One more time. Just
It feels like
honk against transgender.
I'm living in a dystopian novel right now. Like, if you would have asked me...
Uncle Ruckus.
Somebody said to me that if Jesus is black, heaven is a ghetto. Everywhere black people live is a damn ghetto. Why should I be yelling at the white man? Hell, if it wasn't for him, we'd all probably be dead from diseases and sickness. Or hell, we each other. It wasn't for the white man. The white man built America. You say, the slave built America. Don't they cover that lie? I'll slap the taste out of your mouth.
Well, remember, there's a certain type of coping mechanism that occurs with minorities, okay? This guy definitely took the, I'm not like the other black guys.
You ain't built nothing. Half the time what you did build as a slave, the white man had to whoop your ass with a whoop to get you to do that little bit of work that you did do. Had to whoop your ass to get it done. Talking about we built them. You ain't built a damn thing. Don't own a damn thing. None of it. You had Harlem, you threw that away. No, thank God for the white man. Thank God. He's built America and some other safe places.
Thank God, I'm not like any of you.
10 years ago, if I was gonna have like security concerns at a librarian conference, I'd have been like, you're nuts.
It is funny.
This is
because he's got like this most, ridiculous fucking way he says it. But thank God, oh what man? Thank God.
the highest
It's
number of
actually a good
attempted book
documentary.
bans since we began compiling these lists 20 years ago. And I hate that censorship affects our professional lives, but it is a reality. Sometimes librarians are relocated to other buildings or grade levels, and sometimes librarians are outright fired for defending intellectual freedom. And then there are the cases where librarians field for their physical safety and for those of their families. One librarian had her tires slashed during a library board meeting.
We understand what's going on right now on a very real and personal level for some of us. But I know that as librarians, we continue to remember and focus on our professionalism and the work that we do. We want to make sure that we are reinforcing to you that even in the darkest of days, this is still what we do.
We want to talk about a book banning controversy underway in Island Trees, New York.
For 6 years, The Naked Ape, Slaughterhouse-Five, and 7 other books labeled by the school board as anti-American or obscene have been banned from Island Tree's library shelves.
Stephen Pico, you were one of the students to bring action, were you not?
We filed suit because we believe that every American, regardless of age, has the right to be exposed to a diversity of viewpoints and gain a number of perspectives on life.
The Supreme Court today sharply curbed the authority of local school boards to ban books from school libraries.
For lay people, this is the Roe v. Wade of libraries. When the Krauss list came back, when Granbury boxed up hundreds of books, they were infringing on what PICO established. A book cannot be removed because of a disagreement with the ideas that are in the book. We're highly trained in the selection of age-appropriate material. Most of us have library and information science master's degrees. We learned legal precedent.
Oh, well, I guess this answers what we were talking about earlier. Globalize. This is how they do the selection, I guess.
Agreement with the ideas that are in the book. We're highly trained in the selection of age-appropriate material.
I did not know that.
Most of us have library and information science master's degrees.
I did not know that was a thing.
We learned legal precedent. We take courses on it.
Did not know that either.
The thing that truly concerns.
So I guess the question of whether or not material inside of the schools, needs to be selected for is answered there, right, Globalize? This is why they won't allow my book.
Is when an individual, whether it be a parent or a non-parent or a single group within the society, tries to determine what is correct for not only that child.
I honestly had no idea what a library and information master's degree was, but, I don't know. Let's just look it up. Cataloging and classification, service to children, young adults, collection development. Okay. Specialization stresses core values of the profession. Okay. Interesting. Also be able to apply the highest ethical standards in their professional information practice. Did not know that. I mean, I should know this, I think. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I should have known this. It's kind of make me upset that I'm this much of a fucking idiot that I don't know this. You know what I mean? know. Give me a second till I find if it's worth it. About vetting? No. Censor. In there. Appropriate? Maybe?
Child, but other children as well.
Do some more
That
research
is
into it
what
in
we
a little bit,
fight.
but I didn't know this, Jay, since I think you probably didn't see this part.
Brilliant information science training, the
This
ideas
part.
that are in the book. We're highly trained in the selection of age-appropriate material. Most of us have library and information science master's degrees. We learned legal precedent. We take courses on it.
So the selection process that goes into libraries, I think that kind of satisfies the question of how do they do that. And then I was joking with Globalized that this is the reason they won't take my rate book. And he said it's because I'm the author. But, you know, I think it's because it's just not a good book. But
The thing that truly concerns us is when an individual, whether it be a parent or a non-parent or a single group within the society, tries to determine what is correct for not only that child, but other children as well. That is what we fight.
I'm not going to say my parents are white Christian nationalists.
But they're
when
white
I started being
Christian
targeted,
nationalists.
They didn't speak to me for a week.
What a way to start that off.
It's kind of a mess in here.
This guy's probably never read a book in the past 50 years. Why do we care about his opinion?
There we go. Turn this.
Did his ear get blasted off too?
For 40 years, I've been wanting to build a cannon.
Oh my
See,
God.
it rolls real easy. It's called a Confederate mountain rifle.
Oh,
It's
nice.
the
These things are
exact
crazy.
replica of what you would see back to the Civil War.
Oh my.
You know, I've done a lot of family history and research. My ancestors listed slaves as property, and I'm not proud of that. It's uncomfortable.
She's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Look at all this that was built by their hands.
But I think
Don't you disrespect our slaves?
sometimes we have to be uncomfortable and face that
The
fact.
canon's pretty sick, but I don't think it makes him qualified to give an opinion on whether or not like a gay book called Flamer should be in the library.
Why would you want to embarrass white kids or?
Woo! Okay, all I gotta say is, why are you embarrassed? Didn't that happen like hundreds of years ago? If not 150 years ago, ma'am? Why are you still embarrassed? What's going on here?
It's like she said that's the past and we can't change that.
Yes, that's the correct answer.
What you don't want to do
is teach your kids that you still have shame about it because you're a worthless little crybaby. He's not going to say that though, is he?
is teach your kids to hate their country.
Literally, no one said that. Thank you for showing up to class.
Because when they grow up, we won't have a country.
They may grow up to be insufferable grievance politics losers. perpetual victims who can never like take accountability and all they do is blame everyone else for their fucking problems. Wait, that sounds familiar.
I love my country, but I think we have to acknowledge that we're not perfect.
Don't teach only.
We definitely don't teach only the bad, dude. I have no idea how anyone can come to this conclusion. We teach like 3 black guys in school. Pretty important black guys, but 3 is all it is, dude.
The bad, the bad, the bad, the bad, the bad, the bad.
Okay, I don't know what school he went to, but it certainly isn't the one that exists in reality and the fake one he went to when he was a kid.
While the rest of us were in lockdown, Live Oak Middle School librarian Amanda Jones and her students were traveling the world.
I decided if they couldn't go out in the world, I was going to bring the world to them.
She was awarded the 2021 National School Librarian of the Year.
And I hope
She's got an award like that, dude, and her dad is literally a freak of nature, dude. Oh my God.
to use it as a platform to advocate for school libraries.
Okay, she clearly doesn't cook though. Oh wait, is this her office? This is her office. I thought this was like a kitchen counter for a second. I was like, she doesn't cook though. What's going on here?
Across the country. Here's Amanda Jones at the Livingston Parish Library.
Oh, you know it's a Facebook meme post when it's got a circle telling you where to look, dude. Right here, this person, right here.
Library board meeting on Tuesday, July 19th. Why is she fighting so hard to keep sexually erotic and pornographic material in the kids section?
Not a straw man whatsoever. Definitely not a straw man. Nope, no straw man here.
If a middle school teacher is promoting pornography and erotic content to kids, I don't care what kind of pedigree she has.
Okay, so like something I just, we got to think about what the incentive here is for, because a lot of conservatism, or at least pseudo-conservatism in my eyes, in this regard, likes to talk about, like, here's another example. When Donald Trump says something like, Joe Biden wants open borders to let rapists and murderers in. And the obvious question there is always like, well, what's the incentive for Joe Biden here? Why would he want to do that? Like, what exactly is the point of him doing that? Like, why would he want that, right? Like, this is a similar situation because the incentive here doesn't make any sense. Just like, assume what she says is true, and then let's just think about what the incentive is for this librarian. The librarian here wants pornographic and sexually explicit material to corrupt children. What is the incentive for her to do that? Where is any evidence to support that claim? I can probably see none. Maybe there is. There are some weird fuck people in this world, but like, why don't we honestly think about the incentives that we're saying sometimes? There is literally zero incentive for this woman to be like, I actually really want kids to see nothing but pornographic and sexually explicitly corrupting material. And here's why. Here's my platform.
Yes. And I've never promoted pornography and erotica to children.
Okay, well, that was fast. It looks like there isn't one. Oh, shit. What do we do now? Do we continue posting that she does? Or do we, finally listen and think to ourselves like, oh, well, I mean, that's probably not her prerogative. It is kind of a weird one.
Our local representative came for a photo op when I got National School Librarian of the Year. She was there for that photo op. 2 years later, she's perpetuating lies about me.
I mean, she looks like one who would do that.
Jones was the subject of harsh memes, comments, and threats. Police couldn't determine who was threatening her.
I have made it very well known that I travel with a weapon, multiple weapons, and we got security.
That's not going to help you. In fact, it's probably more likely to get people to actually try and rob you. People who show that they have weapons on them, or like, you know, have stickers on their cars that they have weapons, are more likely to get robbed of their weapons, because criminals are not stupid most of the time. They'll just wait until you're like asleep or something and then steal them. I don't tell people what you have. Get like security around your home. That's the best security. If you got cameras and like signs that say you have security, that's usually the best thing. Keep your hidden, keep your best weapon, your gun hidden though.
Around our home. I have escape routes wherever I go in my head, and I get my groceries delivered. I don't go in public in my community.
So this sucks that she has to do this.
Because the things they say online are so horrible. I should be killed, and I shouldn't be alive, and that's sad. It's just my life now.
Again, the incentive. What is the incentive here for her? That meme. This woman wants to teach anal sex to children. Like, what is the incentive for her to do that? Does anyone have any clue how that even makes sense?
I don't think any of us imagined when we started out that one day our lives might be at risk.
It's almost as dumb as like Joe Biden wanting open borders and wanting rapists and murderers to be in the country for. We haven't thought that far. The reason is not really important, right?
I reached out to a lawyer, just got some background information about our county DA.
I know. I'm pointing out how to fight that agenda, okay? Because if you're ever talking to someone who is doing manipulative, abusive fucking tactics like this, pointing out incentives is a really easy way to show that this person's full of shit, okay? Because they usually never think farther or further than like the question that you ask in this case. Like, okay, let's just assume what you're saying is true, right? I'm going to grant you it. Now, why would he want to do that? Why would Joe Biden want rapists and murderers in the country? What exactly is beneficial to him for that? And you will hear crickets, because there is none. There is literally none.
And who in Texas would...
They can't vote. They can't vote. If they're coming into the country illegally, they can't vote. Anarchy leading up to war? How is that beneficial to Joe Biden when he just won the election, though? Wouldn't that be like more destabilizing? See, that's what I don't understand. If anything, it'd be more beneficial to Donald Trump because he's the one trying to do a coup. It's profit for those that want war. Rapists and murderers are not going to fight wars. Rapists and murderers are people who are going to run from them. Because at the end of the day, someone who's a rapist is usually like a pathetic, worthless, spineless, like fucking loser, right? They're not going to actually fight. They're subversive. So anyways, I think the benefits of rapists and murderers being let in the country at this point is now so far removed from just Joe Biden in general. It's like weird claim, bub.
Want to be the first district attorney to try to...
And plus, if you know they're rapists and murderers, okay, then you know who they are. No need to lie about it. You can just go get them. The idea that rapists and murderers that we don't know of are coming into the country is almost as asinine as the most impossible negative proofing I could ever think in my life. Because, first of all, you don't know how many people are coming over, right? How do you know they're rapists and murderers? And second, if you think it's other countries dumping their rapists and murderers into this country, you'd have to be taking the other country's word. And right now, didn't we just like invade Venezuela, steal their fucking president, and then steal their oil and say that they're untrustworthy? So why are we trusting Venezuela's comments? I don't know. He also says El Salvador, okay, dumped their prisoners into the United States. Meanwhile, we're like putting prisoners into El Salvador, into their prisons. which is a untrustworthy, gang member state. The leader there, by the way, is closely tied to MS-13, like literally. That's why they don't extradite El Salvador and MS-13 gang members back to the United States when they commit crimes. He protects them. So, like, none of this makes sense.
Prosecute a school librarian. That was an existential moment for me. Imagining my face on the wanted poster and my friends being taken away in handcuffs.
You are obsolete, Mr. Wordsworth.
A lie.
I
No
don't.
man is obsolete.
You're a librarian, Mr. Wordsworth.
I'm a human being. I exist. And if I speak one thought aloud, that thought lives even after I'm shoveled into my grave.
Where is
You
it?
waste our time, Mr.
One second. I have to play it. I hear Twilight Zone. See Twilight Zone? You guys know that song, right?
Mr. Wordsworth, and you're not worth the waste.
You wake up low.
How do you find, ladies and gentlemen?
Obsolete.
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 When I was first attacked back in 2021, a student who was not a library regular previously started showing up in the first couple of weeks in September every day during lunchtime and would just roam the stacks. And I'd go out and I say, "Can
He just got mad because he didn't have Minecraft.
I help you find anything?" And he would say no. And I would leave it at that. I don't want to, nag a kid. After 2 weeks of this every day, I see the kid emerge from the stacks holding Lawn Boy by Jonathan Evison.
Dude, didn't see that one coming.
I
Man.
read the book myself and loved it. And I was kind of dumbfounded because it was not a wildly popular book. It wasn't on many people's radar. And of all the 20,000 books in the library, he emerges with that one. I said, "How'd you learn about it?" And he said, my parents told me about it and said I should look for it in the library. 24 hours later.
You should have known. You should have known what was happening there. You should have known. I would have already anticipated this.
That student's mother was standing in front of the Board of Education.
Martha Hickson, our school librarian, remarked to my son as he was checking out the books, quote, "I love that book."
And calling me a pornographer, pedophile, and groomer of children.
This amounts to an effort to
Again, incentive. What is the incentive for this woman to be a pornographer or a pedophilic groomer here? Huh?
groom our kids to make them more willing to participate in the heinous act described in these books.
She's a woman, though. Huh?
It grooms them to accept the inappropriate advances of an adult.
My principal was in that room. The assistant superintendent was in that room. But they sat there in silence. And here's the really
Fuck that, bro.
painful part. They have maintained that silence for 3 years.
Bro, I would have told that woman to get the fuck out. I'd have been like, why don't you go read that book so you can learn something, you stupid fuck. I'll fucking send you a copy myself.
Being a librarian, I started researching. I was watching Texas and Florida both very carefully. I felt like that's sort of the petri dish of what could be coming up here. This started in Llano, Texas. About a week later, a woman in Virginia saw the Llano Challenge and picked
The Llano Challenge. Why are we treating sensitive, topical, educational material as if it's like a stupid fucking game that you play? You know, like a social media experiment, like the ALS bucket challenge, dude. What are we doing? Like, why do we suck this much, dude? I just don't get it. What in the ever-loving fuck are we doing, dude?
picked up some of that language.
Both of these books include pedophilia. This, do not interrupt my time.
And then,
Yes.
about 2 weeks later, same claim showed up at our board meeting. And
Yeah.
that suggested to me something was afoot. And I said, I don't think this is organic. I don't think this is
Not organic.
spontaneous. This is organized.
Moms for Liberty are having their town hall here tonight on the Upper East Side.
Welcome, New York. We are thrilled to be here. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It seems like there's a lot of misconceptions out there about who we are and what we do. We were founded in
Oh, there's no misconceptions. Last time I went through and looked at these people individually, it was worse than the Black Lives Matter people.
2021
Fucking never forget that.
by Tiffany Justice.
Like, straight up, last time I went through and looked at these fucking people individually, it was just like a TV show level of soap opera gnarliness. Worse than the Black Lives Matter fucking people.
And I were both former school board members.
What is Moms for Liberty? The New Yorker calls them the right-wing mothers fueling the school board wars.
No one's going to fight for any issue like a parent. We're not in it for the money. There's no...
You are in it for the control, though. Again, I don't know why I have to point this out, but when children are abused, okay, this is a fact. Who is the most likely person that is abusing them? Does anyone know the answer to that? It's unfortunate, but it is the truth. The most likely person to abuse, okay, children, especially in this type of fucking regard, is family or relatives. And that's a fucking fact. I don't really care that parents think they can just control children this much, because I think we need to protect children from their own parents sometimes. It's just family and relatives. All types of abuse. I mean, you can be abused by your mother in a different way than your father. Obviously, I think if you're a girl, sexual abuse is more common from the father. But that doesn't mean that emotional abuse and other types of abuse don't exist. So what I'm trying to point out here is that this is a dangerous, like, whenever I hear people say stuff like this, like, I have complete and utter control over my child. I control everything. All I think of is just how abusive they are. Because, you know, your child is their own person. Like, you need to respect that even when they're young. Like, the faster you do that, the better I think the outcome is for the child too. So, and I don't mean like, you know, do like the Rousseau method and just let a child learn everything on their own and like be like some, you know, never be involved in their life. I think active parenting is better, but this to me is concerning when people act like this.
We love our children and we're willing to do anything.
Like, this is something I bring up a lot, but let's say a young girl is being abused by her father. Okay? How is that young girl supposed to know what is wrong if she can never figure it out? Can you rely on the parents to fucking do that in this situation? Are you fucking kidding me? When is the appropriate time for this person to be fucking saved from that parent? What are we doing? If you don't have a health class until like they're an adult, then I guess she just has what, 18 years of being abused almost? Go fuck yourself is what I say to that. Not you, Landon Shaker. How you doing, man? I'm doing okay. I'm currently melting, simmering. No, I'm boiling. I need to simmer. Is what I
Tell
need.
you that their funding for these national conferences comes from selling their $15 t-shirts.
I mean, I don't really know how he would know.
You don't get Ron DeSantis to show up at your conference, Donald Trump to show at your conference, just from selling t-shirts.
But this grassroots group is registered as a 501c.
They get tons of money from donations. Are you kidding me? Tons of fucking money. This is why I know that they're even worse than the fucking BLM protester people. Or not protesters, but the organization owners. If you go look at their public fucking 501c filings, okay, it is like yeah, tons of fucking money, dude. $6 million, and this is just one of them. So, if I'm not mistaken, Moms for Liberty is like a network of things. So this is the 501c4. It's like a network umbrella. Yeah, it's more than that. It's like a network umbrella of multiple different fucking. So the way it works, Bogos, is they have like an umbrella one, and then each individual chapter has like its own 501c3. So you're not seeing the total. It's you're not seeing the total, buddy. Where is it? Watchdog groups, blah, blah. Other organizations. Huh? I don't know what you're talking about. Where the fuck is it? Give me a second. I'll find it while we're watching.
They are not required to disclose their donors. But we do know that their PAC received a $50,000 donation this year from Julie Fancelli, the largest single donor to the January 6th Stop the Steal rally that led to the Capitol insurrection. We asked Moms for Liberty who else is among their donors, and they did not respond with any specific names.
What ideology are the children being indoctrinated into?
I think parents' fears are realized. They're looking at these books where sexual discussions are happening with their children at younger and younger.
Again. Just think of this scenario, okay? Where we realize that most sexual exploitation and destructive fucking abuse happens by relatives. And you want me to literally sit here and think that you have control over that entire child's fucking 18 years of life until they're adult, until they can finally figure out that the fact that their father abusing them is bad. I have no words for someone like that. I think I probably just want to get angry and like tell them I'll fuck them up if they keep talking.
For ages.
And Tango Makes Three has been challenged in at least 32 states.
It's about two male penguins who care for an abandoned baby penguin.
The book has been labeled a tool for so-called grooming.
Marie Sendex in the night kitchen. They drew pants.
You're getting to the point of talking about a period is sexually explicit? Under the new law, Lord of...
Yeah, see? This solid point. My point? It's not that bad, you're right. It's very important, okay? If you want to protect children, which is what they're saying, okay? They're doing the opposite. It is a fact, again, that most children who are abused, especially sexually, are done, it's done by their parents. So why are we suddenly just like allowing that to happen for the entirety of the kid's childhood? It's fucking mind-boggling to me.
The rings is considered to be inappropriate. There's some Facebook moms group that said that pandas symbolized something. The graphic novel of The Diary of Anne Frank.
Yep, there's your nudity right there.
And Mouse, which has to do with mouse nudity in a concentration camp. When they go after the books, what they're really going after is those kids that come into my library for a safe space, and I cannot abide that. Part of the ethics of our profession to support the First Amendment and to fight censorship. It's what I've been trained to do.
The North Lebanon Voorhees Regional High School District Board of Education meeting on Tuesday, January 30th is now called to order.
If I were a younger person, I may have left by now. But I believe firmly in what's right, and then I also believe firmly in my students.
If I were to say to the board or someone at school, you are a vile and disgusting C word and a danger to young people, I could and should be escorted out of this building by the police. This is the exact language that has been sent to our school librarian by a group led by the spouse of someone on the board.
If you want to get rid of and censor books, you are no different than fascist. For every fascist movement began the same exact way. You're here to ban books with gay characters. You might as well be here to start the Fourth Reich.
Board, you want him out?
Yes!
You guys cursed at my children, and you guys turned, Thank you, board.
The librarian's a fucking pedophile again. What is the incentive? Unless, like, there's actually evidence of her being a pedophile. I don't get it. I don't... What? How? Dumb.
The book itself, fearfully and wonderfully made, that's going against the scripture. It's fearfully and wonderfully.
Well, Bogos, the question still remains. What is the incentive for her to be a groomer? Unless there's evidence of her being literally a groomer. That's an incentive? Really? So she's incentivized to be a groomer because of socio-political ideology? What is the benefit? I'm a groomer so I can be popular. Huh? I don't think that answers the question. See, Oblivious, Bogos and I have had this conversation a few times. I was hoping he would come in and do this because he's adept at deflecting and then using a red herring because he can't answer the question. And then it's usually just a game of cat and mouse for like a few hours or something. Not today, though. I ain't falling for it. Well, is it to groom them? Is it to groom them? I mean, I don't know about this, but once again, does that answer the question of the incentive here? Is it to groom children that this librarian or teacher made someone write an essay about, what did you say? Coming out as trans or gay? I actually think that would be an extremely interesting essay to write. Probably because I know I'm not trans or gay, but writing that from my perspective would be difficult and probably actually force students to actually learn how to write extremely outside of their comfort zone. I don't think it was meant to be literal though, right? I mean, unless it makes you uncomfortable. And if it does, then maybe you might be gay or trans, Bogos. I don't know. Not really sure what to tell you on that one. So again, like, what is the incentive? Like, what's the incentive here for this woman to be a groomer? And you said social ideological, okay? I mean, I guess the incentive there is so for her social signaling, like her identity, right? Being a groomer is good, so it's beneficial to her, or 25 is too old. But we don't do transgender surgeries on anyone who's not an adult, so it's not really relevant. There are only 918 young adolescents right now, as in under 18. But I think the lowest right now is like 11 or 13, and that's for medical reasons. Only 926 or 18 young adolescents are on puberty blockers. 1 in 1,000 kids who are diagnosed with a transgender dysphoria related anything, okay, by like a professional, go on to take puberty blockers. So you'll have to forgive me if I just don't give a fuck about what we're talking about now. 918. That's how many young adolescents we're talking about. In a country of 370 million, almost 70 million students who would qualify for that. Again, unfathomably small numbers, unfathomably small fucks to give. I have. And no, they don't. Bogos. That has not been true for a long time, unless you include mastectomies. Okay. For young women who have too big of boobs, which is a thing, and they get mastectomies. Which is what the far right New York Post decided to use. They didn't get rid of or isolate trans people. They just like, also trans people get mastectomies too, because not only do they have too big of boobs, but they want to get rid of their boobs to align more with the opposite sex, right? It's the same thing as a young woman getting boob reduction. They just do it for different reasons. I don't know why that would bother anyone. It's not your fucking tits. At 11. Yes, at 11. So, because I'm getting fucking stunlocked now, Bogos, because you like to point out these small examples and stuff, I'm not going to take the time to go through and show you why every transitioner most time or detransitioner is wrong. What I will do though is give you some information, okay? And that is a meta-analysis, okay? A very large one. No, I'm not giving you a them story. I'm giving you a meta-analysis that has like, I think 28 studies in it. 28, Bogos, okay? It's a lot. And what I want you to do is read through this instead of, listen to some media source. And I want you to look at essentially the regret rate. No, it includes kids under 18, you fucking idiot. You just have to listen instead of type. I want you to stop typing. I want you to just listen. I'm not going to get stun locked, okay? It includes kids who are under 18 because this meta-analysis is from 1989 until now. So I don't know why you said that unless you're trying to be, stupid. You could just read this, okay? That's a good regret rate. 1% is what it is. 1% of people who actually go through with the transition stuff is very low. It is ridiculously low. So take the time to read some actual information on this. Come back to me. It's not survivorship bias. It's medical field. This isn't like a plane that dies flies into the ocean when it loses its wings. Okay? That's what survivorship bias is. These people are still alive. Bogos, you fucking moron.
Wonderfully made. And that's what we
They
are.
don't disappear. Dude.
I could go through the whole
Why do people not understand how survivorship bias works? Like, the most glaring example of it is the fucking obvious World War II, okay? Example of the airplane wings. And there's a big hole in your idea that this is survivorship bias. When the planes get shot here, right, Bogos? They literally cease to exist from the data set. That's why it's survivorship bias. You idiot.
chapter of the Bible.
This book is considered nonfiction, and it is including Christianity. The Bible.
If you commit suicide, then you've given part of the data set. If suicide goes down, Bogos, as in the rate at which suicide exists with an already given population, then the rate of suicide going down, as in less people commit suicide, Bogos, means that it is doing better. What are you talking about? If someone commits suicide, that is a negative capture. You need to take a statistics course, bro. I don't get this. I really don't get this. It's not perceived happiness. I mean, I guess it is. I mean, they're doing surveys and they're doing follow-ups, so yeah. Yes, they are. They do 5-year, 10-year-long fucking follow-ups. Sometimes people don't always communicate back after a long period of time. That's just a fact of trying to model these things. But are you fucking stupid? Are you fucking stupid? You think they wouldn't include the percentage of people who committed suicide? How in the fuck does your brain literally think that's actually happening? Oh, they often don't like to show those figures. I got it. So you're in the mind of them. Well, okay, so once again, incentive here. What is the incentive for essentially the APA, the ADA, and anyone trying to, deal or handle or assist and help with this problem if someone is experiencing gender dysphoria? What is the incentive for them to literally not include that? Except transition is not the all-time thing that they're interested in. I think you have a fundamental misunderstanding of how this works. People who want to help someone who's suffering from transgender dysphoria, okay? They're not interested in trying to make them transition. They're trying to get them help. There's no tether for them to care about transition. Any doctor who can perform transition surgery is not just a transition doctor. That's fucking stupid as well. Imagine being that fucking stupid. A doctor who can do mastectomies on young women is the same one who does them on a transgender person. Wow. So what's the incentive for anyone in this to be like, well, we should just ignore the data? I mean, you're just wrong now. You can read the meta-analysis I gave you. They're pretty comprehensive. Each study is a little different. Some are better than others in how they did it. But I mean, it seems to me that you're pretty fine with just like going to like a news media source like CNN or New York Post and then listening to one detransitioner who's getting a bunch of money, you know, to say like their own story. I'm not really sure why you think one is better than the other, but I think it does show a lot about how you consume media.
The Bible doesn't support this, so that already debunks the nonfiction status of this book.
If you think of the incentives in those scenarios, by the way, you can tell that one of them's worse.
So we're talking about pornography.
Oh.
I was born and raised in a woman. I am also trans feminine, and I am a queer person. I don't think y'all understand what it's like to grow up in an environment like this, where even your family members are constantly telling you that you're going to burn in hell. Books like this say, hey, you were loved. There's a community that will be there for you. Sorry, my anxiety.
They are. They are. Are you? They are.
Is running very high because I can tell that.
Who the fuck is promoting gender transition? It's literally like a disorder. No one can promote it. People just have gender dysphoria, or, you know, if they want to seek help, then we just adapt to that and give them help. There's no promotion of it. It's not like you go into a doctor's office, Bogos, okay, or like your therapist. If I have depression, I don't go into my therapist office, or like I never really have one, but let's just say for a second that you know, my parents actually had money and were around. But like, if you went to go see a psychiatrist, they wouldn't be like, you're coming here for depression, okay? But have you thought about how you're transgender? Like, what fucking stupid, idiotic world do you live in?
Y'all very
What the fuck are we talking about?
This gets
No, what happens is someone that feels like they are transgender, and then they go talk to their psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist knows that they feel that way, and then they talk about it over years. It takes a long time. And at first, the psychiatrist is not going to be like, oh yeah, you're fucking transgender and you're suffering from transgender dysphoria. That's not a thing, dude.
much this require.
The psychiatrist does not affirm someone with transgender dysphoria. You are mistakenly stupid again. It takes a few rounds. It takes multiple visits. It takes multiple other professionals even to even get the diagnosis. So I don't know what the fuck you think you're talking about, but again, you need to do some more reading. I have. We've already had this conversation. I've watched all the podcasts, bro. I know.
Hello, my name is Amanda Jones. The great thing about books is that we all have different ways that we interpret them. I read this book and I interpret it as meaning a push for love.
It is their own stories. We haven't addressed the problem. I'm not really sure what you mean by that, but okay, so Razor, without looking up the definition right now, I want you to tell me, what is the definition of gender dysphoria? Just so I know that you can have this conversation. It's not a mental disorder. So Bogos is wrong. Try again. Maybe go fucking look up the definition, you fucking idiot. But Razor, what is the definition of gender dysphoria without looking it up? And I want to point out again, okay? It's not a mental disorder. You're fucking stupid. I want to point out again that the total amount of people on gender affirming care with puberty blockers, as in like the total amount of people taking puberty blockers in this country right now that have a diagnosis of gender dysphoria for young adolescents is 918 total people. 918. That is nothing. So okay, so the drugs and the risks are very well known. The doctor, as well as the patient, knows very well ahead of time what it means. That's not really relevant. What is the definition of gender dysphoria, which is the precursor, prerequisite condition that you would need to have a diagnosis of before you even remotely get close to even taking medication? Do you know what the definition is? There's a lot of confusion about this, okay? People don't know what the definition is, so I just want to make sure you know. Well, I guess that's definitely what's, normal. The official DSM definitely supports that. You got me there, Bogos. That's definitely what they often do. Also, therapists definitely are usually allowed to give medication. Not a psychiatrist, I guess, but a therapist. Must be a real therapist. You have a really good grasp of what these definitions are, don't you? Oh, wait, no, you don't. Therapists can't even give you medication, so...
Acceptance. It was written by
Prescribe.
pastors and
Therapists can't prescribe.
mental health professionals for Christians. This book is not in the children's picture book section. It is in the teen non.
No, that's why I'm a little concerned for your story here, because a therapist doesn't really give, drugs, or I guess drain cleaner in this situation. I'm not sure why you're bringing it up. This is what I mean by you deflect and do red herrings. It's just, what the fuck are we talking about? Oh, sick, dude. Awesome. Sick. And? And? I'm not even sure how to respond to what you just said. I don't know what you want me to say right now. Like, you want me to suddenly have a revelation of, fuck, that means trans people are being taken advantage of. And they're not real. Because a fucking therapist gave someone drain cleaner? I'm just... Razor, if you're still in here, the definition of gender dysphoria has nothing to do with how the person who's experiencing gender dysphoria feels about themselves. Gender dysphoria is an incongruence with one's experience. So gender dysphoria is more like this. If a 4-year-old boy puts on a dress and someone makes him, and someone like, actually, sorry, if a 4-year-old boy puts on a dress, does the 4-year-old boy think it's wrong inherently? Does the 4-year-old boy know that he shouldn't put on a dress? No. He doesn't know why. There's no wrong or right. What actually happens with gender dysphoria is when a 4-year-old boy puts on a dress, other people will project what they think is wrong or right, and then there's an incongruence. So If a 4-year-old boy just likes to put on dresses, there's no reason why or what yet. There's no correct or wrong. And someone tells him that's not something you should wear, now there's an incongruence because the 4-year-old boy doesn't understand why dresses are bad for boys. That's what gender dysphoria is. So gender dysphoria is about other people making an incongruence between what the person thinks and feels and what reality wants them to be. It is literally a reaction to external pressure. It has nothing to do with internal pressure. So gender dysphoria is about managing external pressure. It has nothing to do with the internal identity of the person. Okay? Very important that people understand that. For some reason, a lot of people have no fucking clue what it means, but Bogos, I'm sorry. You're just fucking stupid here. I'm not getting locked into this conversation.
Fiction section.
I've told you time and
where
time
people-
again where you can get the information to fucking figure this out. I've told you exactly where that comes from Abigail Shrier. I've told you how it's wrong. I've told you so many ways in which you can fix whatever the fuck your brain is thinking on this topic, but I just
because
don't
it
want to
was
do it
written
anymore.
for
I'm simply
teens.
over it.
Monitor your own children. Don't let your children read it if you don't want
You
to.
just don't want to know. And I can't fix that. That's a you problem, not a me problem.
No one's forcing you to check it out. LGBTQ youth who report having at least one accepting adult are 40% less likely to attempt suicide. Some kids don't have those adults in their life. I have lost over 12 students who were ostracized because they were made to feel less than in this parish. And I feel it right now, even though I'm not from that community, from the hate that's coming from some people in this room. It would be easy to move this book and placate a few people for the sake of bypassing drama. It would be easy. But sometimes doing what's easy is not what's right.
The board would like.
Oh, guys. Shut the fuck up, dude. I just, again, I'm not interested in this conversation. Most trans kids are not even in, lesbian households. You're just being stupid again. I've already talked about this. No. Each biological sex has its own phenotypical, has its own genetic, has its own emotional, whatever the word for hormonal. I can't remember exactly, but you're not taking a scientific perspective here. You're taking a lack of one. Okay? Because hormones are exactly how this would change. A lot of the time, by the way, when someone wants to transition, Razor, they're not really looking to just become the other sex. They want to align with the other sex more. I don't think it's really relevant to be like, because you were born a man means that, you're always just going to remain whatever it is that you were assigned at birth. I don't really think it matters. I mean, for the day-to-day, binary is fine. But if you've ever, taken a biology course further than, Biology 101, which was something that Bogos has not done, he just refuses to fucking do this. In evolutionary biology, the more you dig into how sexes were formed, how sexes were developed, how they evolved, you realize that it's not a binary. Not even fucking close. The whole fact that it comes from a single sex before is evidence enough that the split between them is something that is not binary. So it's not really that relevant, though, I think, to the conversation. I don't think trans people really care about the conversation of evolutionary biology that much.
Like to protect children from inappropriate material and would prefer to remove the challenged materials.
Clearly, no one else does either. They just fucking think it's dangerous and something. I don't know. Bogos is out here just thinking it's a social contagion, which is fucking hilarious.
How the library processes its request.
Really? So you know what DSDs are, right? Razor? Are you aware of what a DSD is? Do I have to show you what DSDs are? Because if you want to be that confident, I hope to God that you at least know what DSD means. Right? I mean, if you're frantically looking it up, I'll give it like 5 more seconds for you to actually just say yes or no before I know that you're probably just looking it up. A hermaphrodite is a condition in which would probably fall under a DSD, yeah. It has a different name, though. A biological name. It's not complications. DSD stands for Disorders in Sexual Development. So, if we want to actually believe Razor's comment here, okay? If we want to believe that biologically it won't be the same, okay? They can't have children because they were born as men. I just want to point out that people can be born with both a uterus and a penis. Doesn't happen often, but it can happen. Kind of weird. A little weird. I've never been one to care about self-identification. Again, Bogos. It does when we're talking about people, you fucking moron. These are still real people. How the fuck are you this fucking stupid? I don't get it. You can't just literally discount real people, dude. Especially when it actually forms an argument on how it's not a binary. Because you're a fucking retard. I don't get it. It's not 99.99%. You're just fucking retarded. Like, just stop typing. Everything you say is literally fucking stupid. I don't understand why you're so arrogant in this fucking conversation. Makes no sense. You have zero clue what you're talking about. You reference literally nothing. Every time you are hit with a reference, you just cower and deflect to something else because you're pathetic in this conversation. Just fucking stop typing. It's really annoying. Now, as for Razor, I don't need to answer your question. Just shut the fuck up. Stop typing. Like, for once, dude, just fucking try to learn something. I've shown you tons of evidence. I've even fucking given you a textbook, including a DSD chart. Okay? A massive DSD fucking chart. All right? This is not that difficult, dude. There's tons of material on this. Tons. Tons. To show the connectivity, okay? Between these things. There is an innumerable amount of it. And that's because, yeah, I mean, we're mammals and sex is not pretty. It's just that simple. I don't. The fuck is the one we were talking about before? Not you, is it? I mean, this is fine, but it's just not good enough for idiots. I don't even know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. That has no relevance to what we're talking about. Fucking Christ. I like how you just instantly run away again from the idea. You're like, most of those people don't pick a gender. Okay, so you're admitting that sex is not a binary then, right? Because in the face of overwhelming evidence, the two sexes are interconnected in a way that definitely shows it to not be a binary. It's fucking obvious. There's just so much fucking information on this. If you've taken a class, okay, that's right past fucking, you know, biology 101, dude. Should have saved the one I was showing you last time. Make my life a lot fucking easier. I never, again, you just don't listen, I guess, because I already said it. I don't agree with self-identification, and most trans people don't either. It's like a fringe idea. So we've already had this discussion. You showed me an infographic of some stupid fucking, you know, single fucking school, I guess, or whatever. Some single fucking thing that's no way representative of everything. It's not a real. It's not like an actual agreed upon thing. There's a lot of debate over whether or not self-identification is a thing. And I'm someone who doesn't agree with self-identification. I think it kind of screws the whole idea that gender is a social construct. How can you socially construct something with self-identification only? You can't. So yeah, trans is in the name. It's not really a gender in and of itself. It's a transition between the two. Again, genders are socially constructed, so I think the only relevant ones I can think of are just going to be, yeah, between the binary. As in, like, between 0 and 1, you have a lot. To teach you more math, dude? You can say that in math. Like, I don't want to keep teaching you these things. It's fucking annoying. And I am getting stun locked. I was making it through this video. Here comes Bogos. Be a fucking idiot. Okay? You've provided zero facts. You only have feelings, dude. You literally only have feelings, and it's annoying, Bogos, because I like you. And for some reason, you just have to be the most pathetic fucking loser on this topic. I don't know why. All you have is feelings, dude. I don't know why. It's incredible to me that you can come into my chat and tell me that you saw a flag on a pole and how it made you so terribly upset. And then tell me that I'm like operating on vibes and feelings. I don't know how the fuck that's possible. It's just like discordant. It's like hitting this. Okay? That's exactly what it is.
I'll be damned if we're going to lose another kid because of something our community has done to make them feel less.
Wild.
I've had former students reach out to me that have told me books have saved them. And then there's the kids that grew up and killed themselves because they were ostracized in our community for who they are.
I don't need to hear your insecurity.
And if I was silent, my silence would be my compliance, and I am not going to be complicit in the death of children or even the hurtful feelings, I'm not going to participate in that anymore. Because even though I didn't actively participate in it before, I was silent. I saw stuff. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to speak out about it. So
this is my strong-willed child, and I thought, she's not going to lay down and take this.
Our district was doing an okay job before this.
Was it perfect? No. They were doing a pretty darn good job. And they were watching out for our kids, and they were trying to keep their own personal politics out of the decision making. But that's not what we're doing anymore. Now it's all the culture wars of America are just right smack dab right here in the middle of my kid's school district.
After more than a year of controversy, Keller ISD voted to ban.
What do you mean sexual? Razor, what are you talking about? You don't want to see something sexual in public? What are you talking about? What are we talking about?
And books about gender identity.
I don't know what do you mean? You don't want to see something sexual in public? What does that mean?
Hi, I'm Lainey. I'm a mom of 4 kids in Keller ISD. As soon as our new Patriot Mobile School Board was elected, your top priority was to disregard all the parent, district, and community input. Since then, you've created a hateful, contradictory, nonsensical, and unconstitutional book banning rubric. You are also passing a policy tonight that gives you the power to hire and fire every employee in the district all the way down to the cafeteria workers. You don't trust your admin, you don't trust your principals, you don't trust your teachers, you don't trust the parents. You're coming for teachers and librarians. You've made it clear, and they know it. We have a movement within America that has decided that school boards are now where they want to push their agenda.
Patriot Mobile. They aren't just a wireless provider, they are a political movement. Up to 5% of every Patriot Mobile phone bill goes directly to supporting Patriot Mobile's Political Action Committee.
We need to put our money behind companies that share our values. I'm looking at Glenn over here from Patriot Mobile.
We know that Patriot Mobile, they admitted to coming into our communities and interviewing people and finding who they thought would best represent their interests. And that's who they backed with the hundreds of thousands of dollars. It wasn't until we started getting these mailers that we realized what was happening. We're talking probably 7, 8, 9, 10 flyers these people are getting, covered with images of crying children and saying they've been exposed to porn in school, and your kid is being made to feel guilty for being white. All of these things that are just simply untrue. Then we started sharing them online, and then we found out the school districts neighboring ours had the exact same flyers paid for by the exact same PAC, but just with the pictures of the candidates interswapped with theirs. And we were like, oh my goodness, this is a large-scale, coordinated effort to take over school boards across the state of Texas.
One of the keys is these school boards, right? The school boards are the key that picks the lock.
Yeah. You can absolutely express your personal orientation in public spaces. What are you talking about? I need you to explain that one. What in the fuck are you talking about? What's really strange about saying you're straight or gay? And I don't really know what you're implying yet. So your last comment there, public places also have children. At the moment, your comment exists in this weird variance where you could sulk back to saying that I only mean, you know, hugging, but it can also mean something as crazy as like, you know, dry humping in the street. So I need you to clarify what you mean. Exactly what you're talking about when you say public places also have children. What are you inferring? It's too vague right now. So, and if I try to tell you something about your last comment there, I feel like you're just going to revert back to a safe space and say that it's not what you meant. So I need you to clarify what you do mean. That'll help both of us out so we don't waste time.
This was their blueprint, and they succeeded. They backed 11 candidates in North Texas. All 11 candidates won. And now they hold a majority and the president, vice president, and secretary on all 4 school boards that they decided to fund. And they're going to continue to spread.
I don't know what to agree with or not agree with yet. That's the problem, Oblivious. I have no idea what he's talking about.
We're focused on school boards.
I mean, I highly doubt that this man or this woman is going to say something like, a couple hugging in public is too much and should, never happen. A couple kissing in public is too much and should never happen. I need to know what he's talking about.
Here for now, but our goal is to spread this as large as we can to other states and other communities that are quite frankly wanting what we're doing here in their communities.
What is that sign? I mean, you're like really pretty.
They had that the school board meeting completely packed with people.
I'm sure.
Somebody told me this morning to go online and look at the Republican Club. They had
Okay. So what exactly are they doing to display this? I'm very confused. You're still walking the line here. I have no idea what you're trying to say. I have an idea, actually. Again, I can't say anything yet because you haven't made a real point yet. You're being obfuscative, okay? What does expression mean here? And what does expression mean here for you? I need you to detail what that means. Because again, right now you can hide between something extremely insignificant and something extreme. And for me to actually engage with what you're saying, I need you to tell me what it is. So you can't do that.
some meeting, I guess, last week, and it was all about book banning. And they had speakers come in, so they got them all riled up and gave them all their talking points so that they could all come to this meeting and completely drown anybody else's voices out. That's what they did. That's what they do.
Well, you know, a lot of these people actually make threats.
The idea of pride is not about pushing a sexual agenda. It's like the opposite. It's about acknowledging the fact that they're an outgroup that's been historically subjugated, oppressed, and straight up murdered for most of human history. And the whole idea is to promote acknowledgement and just acceptance. People who take it further than that are unfortunately liars and trying to manipulate it. Because that's not the other side of the argument. I don't care. That's why.
You know, about having a gun and, yeah.
Because, you know, there could be some horrible gay people. Bogos, I don't really know when I said that can exist. You do know that some gay people could literally be, you know, child sex offenders, right? You know, again, I'm just not going to engage with what you're saying because you're just being fucking pathetic. Okay? You're being fucking pathetic. If I decided right now to show you a video of like a Christian, again, just like a Christian, you know, a rap sheet of a Christian who's raped a young girl, is it okay for me to say that, well, look at the Christian perspective? Can't you see? I mean, ignore the whole argument that Christians are all just, you know, young girl rapists. Don't you think that would be fucking irresponsible and stupid? Yeah? Yes or no? Come on. Yes or no? Good. Then stop doing it for fucking gay people and trans people. You've learned something today. We'll keep it at that.
Yada, yada, yada. It's just like so.
No, you can stop. I mean, you don't have to type it
with
anymore.
hate,
It seems like you finally learned
and
something.
there's not
So
enough
you should stop doing that because it's pathetic.
voices countering it.
Of the United States and of this state. Of the United States and of this state. So help me God. So help me God. Congratulations. Thank you.
I ran on this platform.
You just agreed with
Porn
me.
and the grooming and pedophiles in schools.
You just agreed with me.
I felt like it was there. People just didn't know, or they didn't know where to look, and I was gonna find it.
No, what I pointed out, Oblivious, if you're curious, is something called the fundamental attribution error. I mean, Bogos probably doesn't know or understand either. If you're curious, it's a really pervasive idea in human thought. And it's called the fundamental attribution error, okay? So Bogos is taking a single thing, like gay dudes singing a gay chorus with, I don't know, there's zero context, but he's taking a single event or idea, concept, and then he's attributing it to the entire identity because he doesn't understand fundamental attribution error. He's also falling victim to it because his fifis want him to. And I don't know, it's kind of pathetic.
Headgummit. So that's what I did. You know, that's why I ran. And so I did the research. I was expecting to find something that would relate to what they were saying, but nothing even came close. It didn't even come close. It just became very apparent that what they were trying to tell parents and what was actually happening in our schools were two completely different things.
This was just complete sexualization of the kids, and it's not stopping, it's not going backwards, it's moving forward.
It pains me to say that GISD, through the inaction of the Board of Trustees and the upper level administrators, are grooming your children.
The aha moment for me was a conversation I had with one of my former co-hosts. I felt we need to let our community know that it's not in the schools. And he told me to stop talking to my fellow trustees, just completely cut off communication.
I refused to do their bidding. And I said, no, I'm not doing that. That's not right. Now I'm enemy number one with them. Surprise, surprise.
Courtney Gore has been an entire and complete and total disappointment.
Yes, I would say disappointment is a big word. And I go back to that culture of, do you want to do the right thing and not be liked by everybody?
I guess Courtney's woke. She woke.
Courtney's woke?
I guess she's woke now, is what they're saying. Courtney? Yes.
You can't say there's not porn in schools because there is.
I knew I was going to get backlash, but I never thought it was going to rise to the level that it did. There was a June meeting where a gentleman, it was actually his grandfather, came with a firearm.
Yeah, I've got something for you too. You just wait. I don't play with the rules anymore. I haven't played with the rules since Vietnam. And I'm not going to start now. We have profile sheets on Courtney Gore, which is not here. Profile sheets. We know what you do. We know where you live.
One of my younger brothers came over here and actually slept on our front porch that night, just to make sure we were safe. I feel like by talking, that is the only way I'm going to be able to protect myself. Like, I have to be vocal. And if I'm not, that's when they get the power.
Last day in Granbury. We're very excited to be leaving. This is a place Mindy and I both grew up in, came back to raise our kids in, I ran the baseball and softball association. I served on the school board, and this place changed. People more willing to impose their religion on others, discriminate against others. We've been fighting for years. The book ban is the latest piece.
I have a proven conservative record, always considered one of the top conservatives in the House.
Before the Krauss list, there had been 0 parent requests to review books. Not even one. So why are we doing this? My Texas House rep, while I was serving on the school board, the first time he got elected, we met with him as a school board and said, here's the things we care about in public education. We'd love your support. He told us, yes, absolutely. And when it came time to vote, he voted exactly the opposite. I couldn't understand why. You told us you were going to support our schools, and then you voted against them every time, and honestly started to badmouth our schools. And that's truly what made me start digging into money. 60%, 70% of his money was coming from one source, which was a billionaire out in Cisco, Texas.
A male on male, or a female on
Creationism.
female.
Oblivious. There's nowhere in the Bible that says that trans and gay people are wrong or that they shouldn't exist. Deferring to the Bible for in Genesis about the creation of Adam and Eve says nothing about these two things. I mean, so anyone who tries to tell you otherwise is just lying. We're trying to use the Bible as a tool to their own ends. And then second, the only thing you need to go to heaven in Christianity, okay, is to believe in Jesus Christ. So I don't really see how that would mean exclusion of trans people. If you live your life for Jesus Christ, then as far as I'm concerned, the Bible's pretty clear.
Is against nature. So this lifestyle is a predatory lifestyle in that they need your children and straight people having kids to fulfill their sexual habits. They want your children. The cornerstones of our government are crumbling and starting to come apart. And it's because of the lack of morality, the lack of belief in our Heavenly Father.
I did the thing that people do, right? When you discover something is you put it on Facebook or you put it on Twitter and you talk about it.
Our schools are not to be used for personal political agendas, and our children are here for education, not religious indoctrination.
Absolutely not. No, but I'm also aware how terrifying the soul is. Christ just to have an operation. I feel like it's a little reductionist and not really biblical. Just to have an operation, that's probably what it seems like to you, but probably not to someone else. Also, just like, I just don't really think it's relevant. As far as the soul is, I mean, depending on what post-biblical tradition you've subscribed to, the soul is post-biblical, right? It is necessary for some, yeah. There's, again, the medical profession has kind of screwed this up a little bit in the past. It used to be more common that puberty blockers would be given to more young adolescents around like the 90s, I want to say. Europe tightened that after seeing bad outcomes. And then the rest of the world followed suit. Or at least the outcomes they found ways in which the outcomes could be better. And one of them was not rushing to give puberty blockers. So there's a lot of restrictions now on getting them. So necessity, there's a lot of ways that someone who's suffering from transgender dysphoria or something like that, again, I don't fucking understand it, like personally. They go through a lot of medical help, a lot of medical professionals, and they decide that that's the best thing for them. The same way, if I had depression, I go through, I have to talk to a lot of medical professionals, and they decide after a certain amount of time, okay, if you suffer from major depressive disorder, you can't get up out of bed, you literally have no will to live, then I think this is the best thing for you. It's the same treatment, same type of outcome, same procedure, just a different thing. Not a disorder though, like the mental illness is for major depressive disorder. But again, that's primarily because of the way that gender dysphoria works. It's not about the internal, it's about how the external is pressuring. Yeah, I mean, remember, there's only one unforgivable sin. And I'm pretty sure being transgender is not it. Call it a hunch. Gender is not sex. You're just not understanding the two differences. It'd be easier to comprehend if you knew that gender was different than sex. Biological sex is different than gender. Gender is, social studies is a social construct. Biological sex is more tethered to science. It isn't concerned with the social construct side of it.
Indoctrination. Go tell your pastor. Our schools are not your church. Thank you.
I'm good at spreadsheets. So I built pie charts and I built a site to make it go.
We have Chris Tackett, who is a former trustee of this school board.
Pie chart guy for the Texas.
Right, he does pie charts, reps. Right, yeah. For all the conservatives to show where all the dark money goes.
It was kind of an eye-opener for me to realize that there was this bigger agenda behind everything. Some of the people that are pushing this agenda believe it is their duty to take over everywhere. Government, public schools, media, every aspect of our lives.
You're going to read about certain verticals or structures that the enemy is working on. Satan wants to occupy the seat of influence over the Supreme Court, over the government, over education with indoctrination. We're the force that is hindering the devil from...
We're the good. The other side's evil. We're the good.
Doing what he wants.
Believe me.
To do.
God
No thanks.
takes what the devil meant to harm us, and he turns it into good. He blesses us with it.
Believe me, I know what he wants. He told me directly. And he told me to make trans kids' lives fucking horrible.
Every time we're attacked at Patriot Mobile, our sales
Okay. Wow. Shameless.
just go through the roof.
Shameless.
We increase
You
it.
are on the board. Does she think I'm stupid? I know who this woman is. You're literally like an executive member of Patriot Mobile. Shameless? Nope, not here.
Sales. And so what does increasing our sales mean? It means we can give more money back to organizations like Moms
So this is why their stock isn't doing that well.
for Liberty.
Everyone's like, why is this not getting better? What have you guys done to improve Patriot Mobile? What do you mean you've given it all to Moms for Liberty? What the fuck?
This is a spiritual war, not a political war.
Yeah. Unfortunately for you, Bogos, and this is the last comment I'll respond to on this topic. When it comes to families supporting their delusions, it's not this case. Because the families usually do not support the delusion, or the delusion in this case. Trans kids don't really just get support.
Is the agenda to gain power and
Imagine
money?
that.
Or is
It's
it to
usually,
make our country
the
a
opposite.
Christian theocracy? Or are they one and the same?
So what does your comment mean? So what is, as Seeker said it can often be their own family who are the abusers by supporting their delusions. Did you not mean that comment, or explain? Razor, no. Children are different. Some children are even more complex and in my opinion, more mature than adults. Again, Razor, I don't know if you were here for this, but if you have like a young girl who's being abused by her parents, like let's say her dad sexually, then if we prevent that girl from knowing complex matters, you know, like what abuse is until she's an adult, you've now just casted this girl into 18 years of abuse because you think that she's a child. So I'm not really sure how you could reconcile with that. I know I don't want to, but you can go ahead and try. Me, I think that's bad.
Same.
You didn't answer my question. You just moved
Thank
on.
you for having me, all of you. I moved to Granbury in 2020, and the word I have on my heart is
I'm
repentance.
responding to what he said.
Not all of us had a hand in what's happened here, but we are the ones who are present to solve the issues.
He is definitely saying that he's okay with it. Because if you rely on parents who are abusing their kid to give them the information about abuse itself, then what you are doing is protecting the parents' abuse of the kid. Either directly or indirectly, negligence or malice, that's what you're doing. Okay, do you need to, okay, when you say not things they need to know when they grow up, is knowing how to protect yourself not something you need to know as you grow up? What in the fucking oxymoron of a sentence is that? What is happening? I certainly think that they should be taught how, you know, ways in which they can be protected from abusers as they grow up. That certainly qualifies on my list. They should probably need to know that. Because your emotional appeal is fucking pathetic and it disgusts me, Bogos. That's why. Because you don't actually care about children. Sorry. You know, simply saying the words doesn't mean that it happens. I forgot. I should have included my flagpole story. It would have made it less emotional. I'm sorry. I'm stupid. If I fucking forgot, my bad. Flagpole.
The last book I read was 600 plus pages, and it was a whipping for poor quality, number one.
Saying what about their feelings? We need to do whatever will make them happiest. I don't even know what that means.
But also
You
sexual
might need to
content.
rephrase that. I'm
And
too stupid
sorry
to
point
understand what that
fingers,
means.
but we have librarians who are misunderstanding what is healthy and good for children. I think you ought to have people of good morals.
Yeah. Why don't you give me one of those? Let me see it. I'm sorry. Wait. I just reread your sentence. Even though studies show many still, is there a claim there, Bogos? Are you trying to say that the rate at which people commit suicide has gone down or up? Why don't you make a claim here? This lukewarm bullshit of a sentence that says many still commit suicide is true. Because people still do commit suicide, but I'm not really sure why you gave me this lukewarm bullshit sentence. Have some balls and give me a claim.
Standards, people in the community that maybe even are voted on, pastors like Paul Duncan, he would never steer you wrong, and he'll put you in a safety zone with your books. You don't have to have.
And that went as quickly as it came, didn't it? He's already on to something else. Wow.
These ultra controversial books in your library.
Hey, TikTok, I got a wild one for you. In 2018, I received this text from my mom after coming out and was effectively cut off from my family and 8 younger siblings. I came across this video showing my mom speaking at a school board meeting in Texas, calling for the district to remove books, repent, and appoint a pastor to review and approve educational material. She even filed charges against librarians in Granbury, Texas.
Literally, you have thousands of books. So what harm is it to let go of some of them? And that's all I have to say. Thank you, Ms. Brown.
Your kids do not go to school here.
No, they don't.
You're on a political agenda. Everybody knows what you're doing. You're trying to get school staff arrested. You've already tried it. That's what you're doing. And we know that's what you're doing.
That's fine with me if you know it. I'm not hiding anything.
I respect
You notice I haven't hit a thing.
She's definitely hiding skeletons in her closet, or at least underneath the floorboards with this fucking look.
I'm not hiding anything, and I do have a problem with sexually explicit books in the library.
I'm sure you do.
And expose
You're trying to arrest librarians. I have nothing to say
librarians
to
who
you.
expose children.
You're trying to arrest librarians.
Are you understanding the concept?
You're trying to
No,
arrest librarians.
I do not understand.
You're a
A
fascist.
librarian?
You're a fascist.
There you go.
Fascist.
Sexually explicit.
Fascist. Fascist.
Liquidity? Well, how are you supposed to deplete your child's equity?
I moved here to San Diego. I got a bunch of prints. My siblings from a few years back, one of the last times I got to see them, and my partner here.
Come on, we can't all be bogos and exploit them that way.
His name's
Fuck.
Andrew. Growing up, none of my
Unless your liabilities are too big. I don't know. Refinance your child and maybe you'll get more.
siblings, there's 9 of us total, none of us have stepped foot in a public school.
Not normal. And she is a fascist. It has specific meaning here, Dennis. These people want to burn books. What was one of the main things fascists did?
Every piece of printed material that came into our home
I think it's
was
perfectly
curated
within
by
the
my
realm of
parents.
calling someone a fascist who wants to burn books.
I'm starting a little collection of books. It's off to a small start. The book
You
that
don't
started
say.
it all.
That is pretty small.
All
You gotta help
boys
this
aren't
guy
blue.
out.
Right off the bat, this book is saying, hey, there are some heavy topics, like be aware.
She's a Moms for Liberty advocate and wants to get rid of like a massive list of 3,000 books or something, including books like Fahrenheit 451, Handmaid's Tale. Yeah, I mean, nationalism is something that can be just patriotism, but obtuse nationalism is very dangerous.
It all seems so much
Exceptionalism, yeah.
smaller and like depressing. I hope my siblings can make it out unscathed, and I'm worried that they're growing up in even more extreme circumstances, and I'm, I hope that they're able to find their own path as well. What my parents, the people that my parents learned from, are doing is so harmful, and they deserve to be put back in their lane. Hello, everyone. My name is Weston Brown. I was born and raised in Texas and am grateful for the opportunity to speak here tonight. A few months ago, I saw my mom, Monica Brown, standing at this podium calling for the removal of books and asking the school to follow the guidance.
Weston Brown.
From a young age, I was taught to give a voice to people who were disregarded, elevate the marginalized, and love my neighbor. Today, I strive to be the person I needed when I was young. Someone who would stand up, speak out, and protect the kid that felt alone. Growing up, we read the Bible cover to cover from the earliest age.
Is that his estranged mom is just videotaping him from the side? Is that what I am seeing here? I'm pretty sure this is his mom, who they don't talk to anymore, and she's just videotaping him like that.
Age I can remember. We
What in the psychotic shit is that? No, I don't think they talk to each other.
repetitively read graphic depictions of sex, violence, genocide, sexual assault, and incest. However, topics related to dating, safe sex, drugs, alcohol, or sexual identity were deemed inappropriate or too heavy to discuss. I would have given anything to read a book with a character that felt the feelings I felt.
No, because that would be what Bogo says. Social contagion. We can't have that. Sorry. We need straight people. That's all that exists.
I asked the questions I couldn't ask and learned the lessons that I needed to learn.
No. That's my stance, right?
It's been nearly 5 years since I came out to my family.
Yeah. Too bad, Bogos. You know, the identity and the question, or actually my statement still exists. Because, you know, trans people also probably want to feel this. So, it's not a nice try. It's actually kind of funny that you think they're different, at least when it pertains to the statement I made. Because you can simply swap out the word trans with gay and the same statement is made and the same product. So, I'm not saying they're the same. Trans and gay people aren't the same. So very funny that you kind of can't really notice that, but
I'm not allowed to join in family celebrations or holidays.
yeah, he's estranged, and his mom is literally just videotaping him like that.
Or be a part of my 8 younger siblings' lives, solely because I'm not straight.
No, you're a fucking idiot.
I'm here today to implore you to
Being gay is an identity.
listen to librarians, educators, and students, not those speaking from a religious perspective or at the bidding of a political group. If you choose to marginalize difference and remove representation, you will only cause harm.
What a fucking weirdo, dude. Why is she
History
doing
will
that?
remember your decisions and demand accountability. Show the world that Granbury will not succumb to fear, but will shine brightly, leading the way for the next generation of Texans. Thank you for listening.
And she follows him with it. Okay. Don't be like this woman. Please. If there's anything to take away from this moment, good job, kid. Don't be like this woman. What a fucking weirdo. What in the fuck is that? I'm gonna videotape you too.
Next up, we have Monica Brown.
Why aren't you videotaping her?
Thank you. And I knew that was coming. What came tonight? It's no surprise.
All right, well, we already know how the abuse works in this family. He didn't really mention them at all in the beginning. Definitely didn't attack them. She wants to get right ahead of that narrative of looking like a crazy psycho bitch, but unfortunately for her, the fact that she took a video as he just stood up to the podium, I think got rid of all of that.
Surprise. Not all true. But it is true that we have said no in our home for what we expect in
He didn't really say much, so I don't really know what you're trying to defend yourself against.
our family, whether that matters to any of you or not. Just as an example, you know, in the scripture it says Adam knew Eve. That's
Is she about to say that Genesis doesn't have, like, you know, explicit sexual material? Because the rest of the Bible kind of does. A lot of it. What?
It's not the same as saying he stuck his in her body. That's
Did she just stop at Genesis or what? Did she just stop at Genesis?
That's what you got in your library. Listen, that's what you got in your library. It's in your library.
Wow, she's doing a good job. Her son, you know, I don't know, man. I don't really know who's doing better right now.
That's my mom who birthed me, who raised me and fed me and took care of me. Is it some sort of...
She's like attacking everyone in the room now. Holy fuck, bro. Oof. Oof.
of religious psychosis, years of messaging from...
And fuck you too, okay? Fuck you. I was a great mom. Okay?
Extremist path.
I put him in the doghouse as soon as we found out he was gay so the carpet didn't get dirty. Right? I was a great mom. I could have kicked him out.
Pastors and political leaders. Because when I look at my mom, I see someone who absolutely believes what...
Dennis. There are literally, and if I'm not mistaken, out of the 916 kids who are on puberty blockers, Dennis, in the United States, okay? People who qualify for what you just said, 13, 14, 15, it is... I need to go back and look at it. It was like 17 to like 80. And if I'm not mistaken, it was mainly for medical reasons. I'm being specific. Because people with DSD, okay, often have hormonal problems. So it actually was unrelated to their transgender alignment thing. If I'm not mistaken. So I don't really know what your comment's supposed to mean, okay? It already happens that way. No one takes puberty blockers before they hit puberty.
She's saying.
And then men and women need to be treated differently. Women are like 2 years faster than men. So when you say 14 or 16, men at 16 are women at 14. So I'm pretty sure every single person who was like 13 or 14 was a woman as well.
And I see someone who looks scared.
Or signed female birth.
Thank you so much.
Let me get behind you.
No, it's not. A fucking disgusting comment.
Just in case.
Okay.
It's okay.
It's like the chances of getting hate crimes are low, but never zero.
Your mother has been involved in this process. What was it like?
Yeah. Well, the thing is that the whole medical, field, at least that pertains to this, has thought about it quite a bit. And they fucked up in the past, and they are pretty strict about it now. So, yes, Logos. That's why they're pretty strict on it. Yes.
To stand here tonight knowing she's here as well.
You know, in my mind, that wasn't, it's interesting, it wasn't what was
I don't
top of
remember
mind
saying
for
that.
me. I don't have a message.
What is she doing?
What was it like to stand here tonight knowing she's here as well?
You know, in my mind, that
This dark shot of her just like, I'm going to interrupt your interview. What is happening?
wasn't, it's interesting.
Bro. This dude's got like a red whole fucking bazooka camera.
Wasn't what was top of mind for me. I don't have a message for my family or for my mom or my dad specifically. I have brought and said everything that I have to say to them in many conversations, many times over. And so my perspective tonight is to try to reach through to my parents. That's a conversation that they have the tools they need. They know what they need to do to build the bridge. But my goal, not my goal, my plea is for librarians.
What is happening, bro? That's his mom.
Librarians, educators, students, and the boards to pay attention to what matters.
It finally stormed off. I'm sorry. I don't need any more context. That woman's psycho. Don't ever talk to her again, my friend. Okay? Estrange her forever.
Monica, do you have any comments? This is Monica Brown.
She sure had a lot of videos to take. Holy. Dude, yeah, he's got a bazooka on his fucking... What are you doing, woman? What did I just watch? Holy crap, bro.
I think as librarians, we recognize that we're on a continuum, but the swing between these polarizing views are having catastrophic effects on our social structures and our communities.
We are on the precipice of some very, very bad things happening in this country. I just hope and pray that people are waking up.
It's gone way beyond the Kraus list, honey. Way beyond the Kraus list.
We are going to take back our schools. This is what I will do to the growing books when I become Secretary of State.
Hi, Dennis.
Being offended is the basis for House Bill 666.
They feel that this legislation could be used to threaten schools, to remove books, or face arrest just because someone does not like a book.
I think that there is going to come a time in some of these books where it crosses a criminal line. It's called contributing to the delinquency of a minor.
I had been home for 3 days, and in that last day, I had people calling me left and right. Are you okay? What's going on? I was like, what are you talking about?
A Hood County constable attempted to bring felony charges against 3 librarians for providing students with library books the constable deemed obscene.
Now, I'm not one of those crazy overthrow the government anarchist types. But it is a legitimate question to ask. What do you do when your government doesn't follow its own rules?
I don't know. Try and read Constitution and some other government documents so you actually understand what it says. Be kind of cool.
How does a sheriff arrest someone for violating your constitutional rights?
Yeah, antithetical to the First Amendment here, but it's fine.
I had some complainants come in on Friday and talked about making a report about the books.
I mean, you are trying to have the government, exact violence on a librarian, I guess?
Do you
For books?
know if they use student aides in the libraries?
Yes. I was told that my library aides were going to be pulled because for every piece of pornography that was found in the library, I would be served with 1 felony for every student.
Constable London, he was trying to tell the librarians that if minors had actually put those books on the shelves, then it was then elevated to...
No, seriously concerned. What the?
a felony.
I'm doing a criminal investigation into some of your staff.
Constitutional rights.
Obviously, there's been an allegation of books that
She's just like, huh?
were in conflict of the penal code in the library. Essentially, the librarians are my suspects.
I was just gonna laugh at that.
If they're the ones that are choosing books and putting them in there, they're the ones.
Even though they've, gone through, what we found out earlier, extensive training to do that.
Ones that are carrying the criminal liability.
Constable London was able to get the names of the minors that checked out those books. To me, as a parent,
That is, does he have a warrant? It doesn't seem like he had a warrant to me.
that is extremely concerning.
Yeah, it kind of is. What the fuck?
So I got to tell those poor kids that they were not going to be allowed to be library aides because people are afraid that there's pornography in the library.
I'm definitely on that list. I was in the library literally every single day of
This guy just got all the information without a warrant?
my senior year. That is really, really scary. And that is
Yeah, it could actually.
information that can be used in such a
He'd probably lose a job in the future over that.
evil way.
If the student was underage, was he going to go after the parents?
I see when we looked it up earlier, the is it MLIS degree. Oh fuck. Really? What's going on here? I don't know, just look it up. American Library Association. This to me doesn't seem like anything legal. This is the ALA, I guess. So this has nothing to do with constitutional liberties. You know what I mean? This, for all I can see in this just looks like the ADA a little bit. Okay? Code of ethics. I mean, it seems like they have some certifications that they want to go through and everything, but I mean, to me, I think books that are about gay people can be in the library. I don't know. Based on that.
For the kids checking out pornography, was he going to go after other students who may have been 18 at the time?
As someone who's not had anything to do with breaking the law and that, I mean, maybe a speeding ticket, but
Yeah, but actually, you're a child pornography distributor. You
who
thought
would
about
have
that?
thought child pornography? I fear that we are at the point now where we're going to see
Dave.
teachers in handcuffs.
Got it.
There are
Whatever they want, Oblivious. Haven't you seen Bogos' writings? Obviously, we just have to go off what Bogos thinks.
forces that want to manipulate
Vibes and fifis.
to control the dissemination of information. Some of us feel that depth of responsibility to help our communities navigate. That's why we're here. Librarians are the firewall.
I happened to come in contact
I wouldn't care. Wouldn't give a fuck. Doesn't mean I wouldn't like ask questions about what they're reading because I'm interested in what my kid's doing. But yeah, I wouldn't give a fuck.
Back last year with our state senator Andrew Zwicker, who, after hearing my story, put forth the New Jersey Freedom to Read Act.
You can keep your sympathy and your pathetic loser comment for yourself. I don't need it.
I went down to Trenton to testify in front of the Education Committee in favor of the bill.
There is a proposed committee substitute which establishes requirements for library material in public school libraries and establishes protections for school library staff members and librarians.
Being, your vast experience over the years in your role, do you see a distinction between book banning and restricting access to pornography for minors?
In my professional role, there is no pornography for minors in a school library, so there is no need to restrict it.
There you go.
But restrictions are, however, a form of censorship. Your personal opinion about obscenity does not make it.
It would be nice if we didn't have to think about this stuff that much, oblivious, as like the fascist hellhole disintegrates the democracy that we have around us. Instead, I'm here debating facts and statistics on like trans books. Yippee! Yippee!
Thank you for sharing. I believe a penis isn't appropriate for 5th grade, but thank you. We can talk.
I don't know how that's possible because a 5th grader who is a male has a penis. And we are human. 5th graders are how old again? 11 years old? I think by 11 years old, you at least need to give some type of information about what a fucking penis is. I just don't understand.
Talk offline. Thank you.
Had I been permitted
Not like in the school curriculum.
to speak further, I would have reminded her that 5th graders have penises.
Then pre-watch. It's the logical conclusion. All right. Are you sure? You sure? I don't know, man. Oh, man. Oof.
A county in Central Texas will consider shutting down its entire public library system.
Or you can just let, like, the young girl get abused until she's 18, Bogos. Never get help. Never know what's wrong. Sound great, right? Why do you want to protect fucking child molesters? If I'm going to be bad faith right now, I'm going to be bad faith. Why do you want to protect child molesters so much? What's going on there? Yeah, why do you want to protect child molesters so much? If a young girl can never understand anything about sexual education until you think it's appropriate, or in this case, it's her parents, and her parents are most likely to be the abusers in her life, and let's say the dad is a sexual abuser, then why do you want to protect that sexual abuser, Bogus? What is wrong with you? Why do you want to protect child molesters? What's going on here? Explain. seems to me that you want to protect child molesters. I don't know what's going on. I think that's bad. Probably shouldn't do that, Bogos. No, it seems like you're trying to protect, a child molester by denying access to the young girl. Yeah. You should probably try and stop, protecting child molesters.
Because a federal judge ordered it to return banned books.
I am in favor of closing the libraries temporarily until we find a solution to the pornographic filth we do have.
How do we think it's okay that the librarians would actually facilitate that? And
No, it seems to me that you want young girls to be abused and sexually abused by child molesters until they're 18, when it's appropriate to tell them these things.
Deal that.
Because the parents know everything. They decide. So, I mean, if you want to protect child molesters, go ahead.
Like a drug dealer to our kids.
It's an interesting position.
Now they're becoming
I don't know.
porn dealers. Is that what our librarians have to become?
My name is Suzette Baker. I'm the former head librarian for Kingsland, Texas.
Talk about pity.
I'm also a military veteran. The books that are in the library are not pornographic. None of them are. I would like to know how the history of the KKK is pornographic. How to be an anti-racist. How is that pornographic? It's not. This is about taking away rights. Keep the libraries open. Keep the information available to all equally.
Except the young girl who's being abused by her parent. Bogos wants her to be abused until she's 18. We forgot about that. We have to protect the child molester. Forgot.
This is not a communist nation. You do not get to pick our reading material. It is ours.
So with that, I'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion on agenda item number 1 to remove the agenda item.
I'll second. The library will remain open. We will try this in the courts, not through social media or through news media.
Libraries in Atlanta will stay open after a passion-filled afternoon.
It's good to know we're not alone.
I'm proud of you. I forgot my freedom shirt at home. Will you take a picture of me beside it?
I couldn't be more delighted to introduce Amanda Jones to you, author of That Librarian, the part memoir, part manifesto. No one should have to endure everything that Amanda's had to endure, and I fear that other people in this room may
Made it
have had
through this
similar
video.
experiences. We are
That's
so
a first.
grateful for all you do on the front lines. How can you stay?
Oh, stay in my town?
Yeah.
Oh, it's my town. They can all go to hell.
You my hero. You know that, right?
It's the media who has said that there's
You're
Russian
absolutely my
interference in
hero.
American elections. You guys have been saying that for many, many years. So
Hmm.
the people, well, the people in this room, considering that you all said for many years that Russia. It's the media who has said that there's Russian interference in American elections. You guys have been saying that for many, many years. So the people, well, the people in this room, considering that you all said for many years that Russia interfered in the 2016 election to help Donald Trump, you should all be very happy that we finally have an administration that is looking into that, and we'll be happy.
Is she trying to reverse Uno everyone right now? Oh my. How did you manage this? Oh, actually, that ground looks like a lot of rocks. A lot of gas, too. What the fuck happened here? What the hell happened here? His back slid out. It's already like sliding here. They're like rocks? What the fuck is going on in this crash? 15 plus years. Yeah, his RPM seems stable to me. Has a misaligned back wheel? What? Weird crash. No, I don't even know what that is. And if it's a pedophilic thing, then obviously I don't support it. Mike is for tell, bro. Calm the fuck down, bro. Super floods. Oh my god, Mariana Trench by Matt Greiner. I can play this on guitar. Okay, well that seems a little weird to me. Okay, but the second statement you said is obviously wrong. I don't even know what to say now. A pretty big jump there, buddy. Sick. Yeah. The ship is sinking. It's a sick song. Deeper and deeper. Everything looks boring. I'm making something for you guys about Moms for Liberty. I finally finished it, okay? This whole time. Almost done. It's the structure of their figures and payments and different stuff. Later, bro. Hope you get help. Building the story. Oh my god, it takes forever. Hurry up. Oh. Yeah. Holy crap. This is like a multi-page fucking... Can't wait for this to be finished. All right. What? What? I mean no longer available. What the fuck does that mean? I'm like, what? All right. Oh, it's an anonymous thing. All right, here we go. Made a network map and an obfuscation layer. Moms for Liberty Inc. Revenue $5 million. They have a foundation as well. Public charity, $1.2 million revenue. Political Action Committee, tons of money coming through it. Second Political Action Committee. Donors Trust, another 501c3, which sponsors and grants for Moms for Liberty. Restoration PAC, another one, which has sent money to them. Individual donor. DF4 or DAF sponsors referenced by M4L. That's a reported. We don't actually know how much she makes. Individual giving $161,000 since October 2023. Because it's a 501c4, it's completely like hidden. Great. They have entity separations between the PACs and the C3s to hide money. Yeah, this is a garbage foundation. Maintaining this. Wow. All right. Well, remember, they're a 501c4, so they don't even have to report. She doesn't even have to report how much she made. Makes a lot more than that. That was just what she did report, which I'm assuming that was for some sort of tax purposes. Maybe I don't know. That would make sense. But I'm gonna end it here, guys. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you for hanging out, enjoying the best topic on the planet, transgender topics for a bit again. I hope you all have a wonderful night. Okay, and thank you so much for coming in and watching.